When you're carrying drugs across the border, the idea is to remain calm. The way I do it is to think of something pleasant. A fun party, moment of triumph, sexual encounter. I actually project myself to that place. A little transcendental meditation, if you will. The trick is to imagine every little detail. Anything to keep your mind off the fact that you're going to jail for a very long time if they find 15 kilos of blow in your suitcases.
Hey. What's the problem?
What?
With the car. What's the problem?
Just get out of my fucking face. Who are you?
We're stealing the fucking car. What's it to you?
It's my car.
How you gonna die?
We heard shots. What happened?
I sent them a message.
Well, look, you and I are both great martial artists, right? And I'm willing to bet that between the two of us, we can take these guys.
Those guys probably have guns, man. Martial arts don't stop guns.
Think I don't know how a hit gets set up? You think I don't know that? You know what I know? How many times I've been on the other end of that fucking phone? 26 times.
Hey, what about the money you owe?
What? Cocksucking faggot. He got me by the balls.
Might I suggest kidnapping the child of a celebrity?
Come on, Cooch, man. You'll be the first Indian president.
Sure, man, except for one thing, I ain't no fucking Indian. That's just shit I made up in my head.
Motherfucker, I'm a criminal. Ain't nobody giving me no fucking job.
Why is this happening to Bobby and not to me?
Because Bobby cannot fight back. But you can.
So how you been?
Yeah, we ain't kids now.
Yeah. So what do you want?
What I've always wanted is to watch you die.
Oh, you ordered the meatloaf. The brisket's really good here, only you'll never know it. You fucked up.
Now that I met Gladys here, I just hope the doctor can fix up another part of my body. I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with cock.
Ron and Fez show. Fezzy's up and tucked and looking down on you while you sit in the pit. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Earl Douglas on music today.
Hiya, buddies.
And the new intro by Bill the Intern. Earl, what'd you think of the new little intro he put together?
It's a little dark. But
I like it. It's a little dark. It's a little obscure.
But it's perfectly Bill.
Yeah, it is. Buffalo Bill, as he likes to be known.
Is he a great big fat person?
No, just the opposite. He likes the big fat girls, Fezzy. And he's got a cute little dog, too. All right, Ron and Fez show, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Beautiful, beautiful day today. Spring is here. I told you, Fez, you got winter in the rearview mirror and nothing but good times ahead.
I was just peeling off layers on the way into work today.
Skin. All right, we got this email sent to us from Candy Clutch, the director of music over there at XM's 80s at 8, Fez.
Oh, yeah, Candy Clutch.
Yeah. You like the 80s?
I love the 80s.
Well, they're on 8. 80s on 8. Here's what this is all about. Men's Health magazine threw this out here and said that there's certain movies that we will use from time to time in our life. You want to quit your job? Animal House. What do you think of that one, Fez?
That makes sense, where it's like, yeah, I could live that life of just a 0.0.
What about for you, Earl? Where are you on it?
Yeah, I could definitely go with that one.
All right, here's the next one. Get over a girl, watch Swingers. I got to agree with that one.
I don't know. I always kind of get a little bit, not angry, I just kind of find something that will, I don't know. I don't know if that's Swingers.
Yeah, that one is like to say, I'm down with the buds. What it really matters about is bros before hoes. You go into that direction. Eastside Dave, come on in here and join in on some of this. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. If you got a go-to movie, if you want some stone-cold revenge, Walking Tall is what you're looking for. Now, I'm trying to think of that Mel Gibson movie from about 99 that was just out-of-control revenge movie.
Was that Payback?
I think it may have been.
Or Paycheck.
Ransom?
No, Paycheck is the one where in the future.
It definitely was Payback. I love that movie.
Where he's just going through killing star after star. All these kind of B-level stars are on his list until he gets his, whatever it is, 32 grand. He doesn't even want a lot of money.
It was like 70 grand or something like
that. Yeah, it wasn't even a big amount of money. You got a go-to movie, East Side?
Yeah, for revenge?
Whatever you need in life. If, like, there's you need some kind of, like, here's another one they go. If it's time to get in shape, Rocky.
Right.
Yeah, Rocky does show that kind of, and even that song, the stupid Rocky song, still, and it's like 30 years now, it's still being used to pump people up.
When I want to get pumped up, it's all Hoosiers. Everything. Hoosiers, Friday Night Lights, any type of really great high school sports movie, that's it for me, done and done.
Yeah.
And I get excited. I feel like practicing.
Right. So if you really want to make it in high school sports,
then I watch.
Yeah, you're off your way for that. Hey, here, let me just jump in. Let me go to Randy right away. Randy, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Randy.
307, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Good to talk to you, man.
Yeah, when I want a visual of Eastside Dave and Fez's relationship, I watch Chuck and Buck.
You know, anytime at all that you use Chuck and Buck as a go-to movie for anything, all right, what about this? You get a movie, is there a movie for you to kind of turn a chick on?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because it used to be Love Story for about 25 years. They felt like if you throw Love Story on, a chick is going to be right in your arms by the end of the night. Earl, you have one?
For a while.
Chuck and Buck still?
No, for a while it was Ghost, too.
Ghost, yeah, because no chick can make it through Ghost, and then she sees this, like, this eternal love thing, and you just happen to be sitting next to her. Hopefully not too drunk. Here's Gretchen, you're on Ron and Fez.
I can't believe you guys didn't get this one. If you're pissed off at work, you want to watch Office Space.
You know
Who
what?
wouldn't want to smash up the copier?
You know, Office Space is a damn go-to movie. And it kind of shows, like, even if you're living the cubicle life, there is a little dignity to be had. There's these little wars that you can win, these little battles. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here's Flea. Flea, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
My favorite movie, for some reason, just to calm down to, is Jurassic Park.
For some reason, that settles you?
Yeah, just like the opening scene where like they just see all the dinosaurs, and it's just really, and the music kicks in. It just really calms me down.
And you're just laying there like maybe some days dinosaurs will be back, and I'll be able to be there with them. I don't know. I have the same thing with the original Rollerball with James Caan. That movie, and I think it's one of the ways because there's all new drugs that look like they're not that harmful, but you can really get fucked up as you sit around at night.
Not trying to be funny or anything, but The Godfather, and it's not. I know it's very violent and stuff, but it has like great music. It's like there's Christmas scenes and stuff like that. And when I just want to totally chill out, I put The Godfather on.
The Godfather is you got a big business deal coming up. You need to make a couple things. You need a raise. You need to make some movements to move your business ahead. You watch The Godfather, and it gives you that cold feeling of just staying back, away from everything.
It makes you hungry too.
I know. I fucking normally have to watch it with a plate of spaghetti. Here's Ryan. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Dazed and Confused, when you want to sit back, relax, and smoke a nice fat joint.
So, out of all the weed movies, it's going to be Dazed and Confused for you.
Oh, it's got to be, man. It's just a good old time.
I think Friday is the weed movie.
I'm still Cheech and Chong. It might be a little old school, but that fucking scene where they're fucking high as hell, they're tripping, and they think they're driving, but they're just sitting in the middle of the road, that still makes me laugh harder than anything I've ever seen. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fez, we were given this as a one-up by our buddy.
Yeah, Candy Clutch, music director over at 80s on 8.
I wish we would have got the name Candy Clutch for you.
That works, doesn't it? It's easy to remember. It's easy to say. Rolls off the tongue.
And you throw the two Ks in.
All you need is one more K.
Instead of Fez. That's a stupid name.
And Fez...
Uh-oh.
That was fast.
Yeah, well, people want to be part of things.
Fez is into wrestling, too, so the Candy Clutch kind of sounds like a move that you do to Iron Mike Sharp or something.
That's what gave me diabetes.
Do you want to start doing this with Fez to make it a little hipper and we start and spell it with a PH?
I could try that.
You need to try something. You need to turn something around for yourself. Because let's face it, Candy Clutch is leaving you in the dust.
How about this, Ronnie? A movie that makes you feel like a child. I always go with Big. You know, like you feel like a kid. You feel, even though you're watching Tom Hanks portray a kid, you remember, oh my God, trampolines, how much fun they were.
You know what? You got a good one there. And the weird thing is when you started to bring it up, because I never want to feel like a child, I'm very glad to leave that behind. But I did think of that. But I think I can even beat it. Stand By Me. Stand By Me is the perfect movie that makes you think, what happened to those fucking kids I used to go on adventures with? And I used to walk the tracks. Did you also, Dave?
Yeah. There's tracks all over Spring Lake and Secret, New Jersey.
There is a certain age. It's about 8 to 12. After 12, you really don't want to be fucking walking down the tracks looking for shit. But at a certain age, you're fucking obsessed with it. It's just, did you jump trains?
No, I didn't jump trains. But I was going to say, we also used to do the Pink Floyd thing where they put what, like pennies or bullets?
Yeah, you would always
on the
shit
train
on there,
tracks.
yeah.
Oh, and you stand 15 feet away and you just get so psyched, adrenaline. Kids are evil.
Here's Rob. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
76 checking in.
Way to go old school for us.
Thank you. That movie you were talking about, Payback?
Yeah.
A completely different take on that, and in a really bad movie, is Get Carter. It's the same character and the same basic story.
Doesn't work for me at all. But Payback is actually, I'll go this far, underrated. That's an underrated film. And, you know, everybody gets into that Mel Gibson is loony, Mel Gibson's an idiot. Mel Gibson has done some strong fucking roles. And I don't give a shit what his religious views are, political views. There's some Mel Gibson I can just sit and watch.
And they rounded up all the badasses in that movie. It's like William Devane, James Coburn, who's hilarious.
Chris Christopherson. It's just everybody that he whacks is pretty fun. Like you could follow that guy in a movie and have before in the past. Ron and Fez, we're talking about those go-to movies that you just watch from time to time, that you need for a certain feeling. Here is Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Mike. The great revenge movie is The Punisher.
The only revenge would that be of me being forced to sit there and watch it the whole time. Not a Punisher fan. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, the
greatest playing hooky movie on a day like this ever made. Bueller. Ferris Bueller, guys.
Ferris Bueller is a film that doesn't wear out. Now, at the same time, normally at the beginning of every summer, I find myself watching Meatballs, still after all these years, and, of course, Chevy Chase Vacation. Neither one a great movie, but they really both make you feel like it's fucking summertime. We got a little time to ourselves here.
That's true. There's a lot of summer stuff. There's a lot of summer movies out there. I like the baseball movies for summertime. Major leagues. I like, we're talking, your
All right,
natural.
what is your baseball movie, your go-to baseball movie?
Oh, God.
I'll give you mine right away.
What a good question.
Bull Durham. Bull Durham, for me, is the fucking shit. It's got the hot chick. It's got two guys at different parts of their career, and they're fucking playing the game because they love it. The Natural I do love, though.
Because of Wilford Brimley, I'm going with The Natural.
Yeah,
and The Natural only.
It is a fucking strong one. It really is. Earl, what about for you? Best baseball film?
There was this movie that...
Major League, right?
No.
Is that where you're going?
No, it was an HBO movie. It was called Long Gone with William Peterson.
What?
I don't know.
You're watching the fucking Oxygen Channel, you big girl.
No, it was an HBO original movie. I don't know why I love that movie, but but it's like one of those.
Let me guess.
So
Jackie Robinson breaks the fucking color barrier.
No, but they do have a black character. He's the catcher. His name is Joe Louis Brown.
All right, I don't even know this film.
But it's a.
Hey, Tom, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie, I gotta agree with you about Rollerball. That is maybe the best opening in all of the movies.
And closing, the fucking final scene. Come on.
Staccato in D minor, where they.
Oh yeah, it's fucking beautiful. Now here's the sad thing. Did you see when they tried to remake it with the?
I wouldn't even go look at it. I have the original soundtrack and everything. And
stay with that, bro.
Earl can find that, man. The opening of that.
Yeah, that should be our new opening too, Earl.
It really should.
Yeah, we should be the Rollerball radio show. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey guys, 67114.
Hey buddy, how are you?
All right. To stick with that Mel Gibson one, Lethal Weapon. Anytime that's on, gotta watch it all the way through.
You know, everybody, because by the end it got a little silly. That first one is still pretty goddamn intense. But still, for the action film,
Joshua.
I still go back to the original Die Hard.
Oh, that is the best. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I could sit through that stupid movie time and time again.
You're taking Die Hard over Raiders?
Yes.
Raiders is the first great action film of all time.
Well, first is, by the way, it came in. It might have been for you because you were 8 when you saw it. But it's a different type of thing where Raiders is like that fantasy action film. You never really worry about it. This is like more of a modern thing. Here comes the guy who put together the intro for us today, Buffalo Bill. Bill, what do you got for us?
Hey, I just wanted to agree with you on Die Hard being
Thank
the
you.
best action movie ever.
Yeah.
It had every single thing an action movie should have, including one man versus everyone enclosed in a building, so it was perfect. It wasn't Raiders where there was parts where he was traveling and such.
Right.
It was Die Hard was a perfect movie.
Yeah, and he was like trying to do something for his chick, but he didn't spend a lot of time, you know what I mean? He didn't have to rescue her constantly. I think Die Hard has been the most copied movie, probably other than Rocky, which you've seen a million times. And then other than that, Bad News Bears, which they will constantly. I was just watching this on the pay-per-view now, where it's basketball. It's some kind of Bad News basketball team. Drives me crazy. Did we get the phones fixed at all yet, Earl, or are we still struggling?
What do we got, Big Man?
By the way, there's plenty of times in Raiders where Harrison Ford goes against the Nazis, like just totally by himself.
Well, you know, but you understand what I'm saying, where it's more of a fantasy adventure. It's like a big adventure. Like, what kid didn't want to be him in that? That is, and even now, like when you're walking through a museum, to this fucking day, you're like, man, I could fucking see me running out of something with this, holding on to this egg. Because it was like, he was like a smart guy who was an adventurer. But I still take the Little China movie with Kurt Russell over him.
And the other thing
Big Trouble in Little China.
The other thing with Die Hard, it was like, he was like in street clothes. He was like getting dressed. He was in a wife beater. He didn't have any shoes on. He was like in a situation.
The not having any shoes on was actually fucking brilliant for a stupid movie.
That's the thing. Anyone could picture themselves in a skyscraper taken over by terrorists.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a little bit more trouble seeing yourself as a Middle Eastern adventurer.
Yeah, it was everything. It had him upgrading his weapons as he went, as he killed more of them.
And forcing one guy to put on a Santa suit. When he fucking put the Santa suit on the guy, that's fucking brilliant.
And Alan Rickman is just
yeah.
one of the most underrated actors of all time.
Not by me. Here's Pinchy. Pinchy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Pinchy.
Buddy.
Hey, buddy.
I got the Goonies because it's our time down here.
You know, Goonies for like that kid movie go-to thing. You know, yeah. Again, it's kind of fantasizing-ish. It's almost, but yeah, it's a damn good movie to get that little kid feeling.
Goonies also came out at the same time as Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and I think a lot of times you had to like choose one or the other. And I was always a Pee-wee's Big Adventure guy. If you're gonna do like a weird, silly kids movie, I go with Pee-wee's, but a lot of people go with Goonies.
Well, he wasn't a kid. He was a fucking kid toucher.
And I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know who made you make this choice.
Josh, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy?
Oh, good, buddy.
Yeah.
The movie that sums it up all for me, High School, The Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club for the perfect high school movie. I'm going to go back. The movie that kind of started it all out for me, the whole American Graffiti thing, which still holds up. The first kind of, we're going to use rock and roll as a soundtrack. And I think everything since then has been kind of copying that movie.
And every time like you see that movie, no matter what generation you're from, as soon as I saw American Graffiti, I stood outside a liquor store and asked like a homeless guy to buy me some booze, just like the guy in the film.
I used to do that all the time when I was a kid.
And
We'd stand out front. Hey, do me a favor, run it for me.
And just like in Newark, I actually gave it to a black gentleman in Belmar, and just like in the movie, he called the cops on us, took our money, bought booze for himself. Didn't do it.
That would have been a dead man. We would have fucking beat him like we were in Lauderdale. So, I mean, that normally, with us, we'd say, look, let's make this easy. We're going to hand you $6 here. If we don't see the fucking 2 bottles in fucking in 2 minutes, it's all going to get ugly for us. We can't keep the phones turned on.
As far as high school movies go, I really liked Vision Quest.
Vision Quest, I remember the day we had Matthew Modine coming in, and you came into the room with just tears in your eyes bringing up Vision Quest. That had almost like a Rocky feel, too, where he was out on his own.
Yeah.
He was like working out. It's really not a bad movie. It's kind of been forgotten about, though.
As far as teen movies, what about Over the Edge?
Love that fucking film.
That
was the one where the kids are fucking not all right. They are just out of, and that is one of the films that's really great of a reason to be afraid of the suburbs. Like, they went out in the suburbs and they're like, we're going to build this perfect community and everything's going to be okay. And the fucking second these little rich kids get bored, they start to get whacked out on dope. They're having sex. They're fucking shooting each other. The suburbs are a scary-ass place. There's no doubt about it.
That was like the first person's Kids, remember? That was a huge thing.
Kids is beyond, like, you could even... Kids is almost unwatchable. It's so fucking frightening to me. Kids, Bully... What's that guy's name, Earl?
Larry Clark?
Larry Clark, yeah. And I just fucking cringed through his films.
That Bully was on the other night, and it's like watching a car wreck. You can't turn it off.
I know.
You're just sitting there going...
And you know what? Here's the thing. I used to live in that community when I was down in South Florida, and in one scene I saw my fucking car, and I'm like, I can't be around that. It's too much. When they're just that whacked out, I'm like, oh.
Just got too real.
And you can see it just falling apart as soon as the one kid opens his fat mouth.
Here's Mick. Mick, you're on Ron and Fez.
How's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, the very best opening scene in a movie ever was Way of the Gun.
Well, I know you're probably a big Ryan Felipe fan, but with me, Way of the Gun, if I see the opening, I'm out of there. I am not staying for that Tarantino ripoff. Just sickens me. Here's Aldo. Aldo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Aldo.
Aldo.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, the best movie by far, me and my buddies used to watch it before we go out to the bar while we were in college, was Caddyshack. I mean, Chevy, he was fucking hilarious.
I'm going to tell you the truth, and I don't know if there's any way to really work this out, but Caddyshack may be the most watched movie of all time. Because
for sure.
People who don't even quote movies quote Caddyshack. And it's why I hate to go golfing, because I have to hear it's in the hole. Done so poorly, time and time again.
And you have all the Sports Center anchors. The Sports Center anchors do every single line from Caddyshack.
Oh, it's just
overdone.
Yeah, it's just so damn annoying. The great thing about Caddyshack, though, is you can think to yourself, you know, there is a way of being square and rich and fun, and that's Rodney. You're thinking to yourself, if I've got to be old, I'm going to be fucking Rodney. I'm going to go into that direction of wearing bad pants, listening to bad music, being drunk, and having fun.
Remember the the customized golf bag? It had a beer tab and a
It's
TV.
fucking out of control. And remember, it's the only film that Paulo has ever been in. Paulo dominated that film and then apparently turned his back on Hollywood. And still, after all these years, when we're coming up to, 25 years, we're still waiting for Paulo to make another film. Here is Fatty. Fatty, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Fatty.
Oh, Deliverance. That one scene in Deliverance reminds me of my childhood.
Getting bagged in the ass? All right, see you later. The phones can only trickle through now, and we get a bad gag. That's where we're at with this.
As far as openings go, have you ever seen the opening to that movie Suburbia? Not the one with Tom Hanks, like that old movie from the 70s, and it was like a really like fucked up beginning.
No, I don't remember this film at all.
It was some movie about, it was like kind of like Over the Edge. It had that grainy like 70s feel, and then it's about like these punk kids living in this town, and this like a Rottweiler rips a baby out of a carriage and runs away with it.
No, man. Are you sure this was a hallucination that you had?
No, it was just called. It was. The
I
weirdest
swear
movie.
this can't be real. I think you had a bad dream, and you got up in the morning and ate popcorn for breakfast and thought you were at a film.
Dinner and a movie in my head.
I'm gonna look it out. Suburbia.
Yeah, it's Flea in it from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Well, then, in the 70s, Flea was in movies.
Yeah, it was.
All right, here's one that came out in 1996.
That's Richard Linklater did Suburbia, right?
No, it was the first one. Not Suburbia.
Richard Linklater did.
Yeah, that actually has a great movie because they're just going through the suburbs, but they're playing a town without pity, which is the fucking great song of all time.
I think I'm fucking the name up.
Yes, you are. And,
No, it was,
and I'm guaranteeing.
No, I think it was because there's the Burbs with Tom Hanks, and maybe it's called the same thing as that.
You're
thing.
saying that a Rottweiler ripped a baby out.
Look up
Tom Hanks' hand. There's no movie with a
You know what?
Rottweiler.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a pill, and I want you to take it and lay down. I'm going to have Bronx Johnny sit with you with a cold compress.
He's thinking of Turner and Hooch.
What was
Tom
that movie
Hanks and a
called?
big dog.
Yeah, Tom Hanks didn't hurt anybody. By the way, there is a great video going around. I don't know whether you saw this, Earl, but it's from Defamer. And the other night, Tom Hanks coming out at the Oscars when they introduced him and he introduced an Oscar, he's fucking yelling fuck at somebody on his way out.
Really?
Yeah, he's so pissed off. And then what I found out is the gimmick was this. He told them, when I come up, drop the Forrest Gump thing. I don't want to fucking hear about Forrest Gump. No Forrest Gump. He comes walking out there playing the theme to Forrest Gump, and you just see him go, motherfucker, goddamn motherfucker. And this is on TV, but it happens real quick as he's walking. I sent it, Fez, can you get your mail up over there? Because mine's already packed up. If you can, I'll put it up there for Eastside Dave to take a look at. It's just bizarre. Hey, Steve, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I got a movie. I can never turn it off. I see it on TV. It's Rudy.
All right, what is that your go-to? Your never give up movie? I'm never going to give up on my dreams.
Rudy's a rip-off of Vision Quest, I think.
Yeah, because for me, if I never want to give up on my dreams, I'm either going Fame, so I really fucking know to keep going all the time, or the fucking the little hot girl dancing in Pittsburgh. What the hell is it?
Flashdance.
Yeah, then I'm just going to flash dance and never give up on my dreams. Yeah.
That scene in Fame with Coca, it always makes me cringe.
It makes me jack off because this is the bad thing, I put myself in the position of the photographer. We're just going to need a little more, And she's taking her top off and crying. It's got to be the best scene in the history of movies. All right, there it is. This is the Tom, and there's no sense of even playing it here. You don't want to play it on the air. Just play it off the air so we can take a look at it. Just click it. Click the play. Yeah. And you see him walking out. Let East Side see it. I've already seen it. Never mind. He's cursing as he's walking out.
Oh, you definitely see him.
Yeah. So it's on defamer.com, I guess it is, right? Defamer.com?
Yep, that's exactly it.
All right, thanks.
Oh, and he looks really. I mean,
He's
very
fucking
angry.
furious. You see, if you're lip syncing, you see him say "fuck."
And there almost looks like a scumbag. It looks like you fucking scumbags.
Right.
And very De Niro-esque.
Now,
like,
somebody said the year that Bruce Springsteen won Philadelphia, there was a close-up of him, and Hank said, "I hate that asshole."
No.
No, I hate that fucking asshole or something.
No way.
Yeah, somebody
No.
said that he said that.
No, well, they're wrong.
It's on the Defamer thing that you're saying right there.
Okay, well, okay.
Yeah, so
Maybe.
we'll get back to it later.
All right.
Here's Anthony. Anthony, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up? I'm listening to the show right up my alley. Love the movies. 48 Hours. Great movie. Great villain, Gans and Billy Bear. Funny, Eddie Murphy, Nick Nolte.
And you know,
everything.
Here's the thing. That movie is so copied because the funny guy never got to punch or kick anybody in the movies. Eddie Murphy was the first time a comedian could use a gun properly.
Yeah.
Before that, the gun would fall down the steps, or somebody would get shot in the foot. Here is like the comedian is actually blowing people away.
Yeah, he was so cool and smooth through the whole movie. It was funny. I mean, it had the racist humor in it with Nick Nolte.
Right.
Hey, sorry about, nigger and watermelon.
Yeah, right.
That shit's hysterical.
Yeah, that was his apologizing.
Great opening scene with the prison break with Gans and Billy Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Were like two just heartless, ruthless scumbags.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic movie.
Walter Hill did that movie, and I just saw this, that Walter Hill is going to remake The Warriors.
Yeah.
Which is the old, 1979 gang picture.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's going to go over or not.
Yeah, that scares me a little bit. The
Yeah.
Warriors is a classic now, and when you try to remake those, I don't know. It's
I like The Warriors because it's like to see if all the kids from Chorus Line could be in a gang together. They're just all so thin, and their shoulders are exposed. We're the Warriors, motherfuckers.
You know what else I liked growing up was Red Dawn.
Yeah,
I had that whole thing of I was about the same age as them, and,
Right.
and the fantasy of kicking commie ass.
That was like
if they invaded the U.S.
That was like if you and your friends went into the woods. That what would we do? Fucking game. Always started up,
Right.
Yeah, you would,
over a bottle of whiskey and some pot.
Yeah, I'll fucking blow everyone in this town away. And I just rewatched that movie. It's on cable again, and it's been years since I saw it. It's fucking insane. They were just so out there with that. I think that was John Milius, who directed and wrote that, and he was like one of the few real right-wing guys in that made movies in Hollywood.
When they're sitting in the school and the parachutes just start coming down, and right away they shoot the teacher.
Yeah, because
it kind of sets the mood.
Right, the teacher's standing there like a dope. So like right from the first lines is like he's just acting like your book learning's not going to take you anywhere anymore. All you eggheads are dead. It's up to us, the kids in the back of the class.
Yeah, and I have to just reiterate how great Die Hard is as an action movie.
It's
that
perfect.
one, whenever it's on,
Yeah,
it
perfect
will stay
movie.
on no matter where I am in it. Hans Gruber, one of the best villains ever.
And again, how many times has that been copied over the years? Where it's just the guy with the German or Russian accent now.
Then they'll put it in a boat or something on a cruise ship.
It became a formula for 10 years after that every movie was just like it. And the asshole, what the hell was his name? The corporate cokehead guy.
Oh
Ellis.
yeah, right. Bobby Ellis.
Hey, Speck and see Todd.
No.
One of the best assholes in a movie.
Right.
Ever.
Or as my nickname for him was always Radio Sales. It's just that fucking sales guy that you were always so embarrassed to be in the meeting with, you know?
God, perfect.
That fucking sales guy, these guys are going to blow your product up. Am I right, Ed? Believe me when I tell you they love Red Bull. They drink it like it's crazy. You guys got any pussy coming in today?
Totally, man. That is perfect. All right, guys. Keep up the good work. I love you, man.
See, I love you too, brother.
Thanks, Ant.
You know, I don't know whether there's something wrong with a lot of us that we know too much about all these films, whether it shows that we really don't sleep or interact, but it is the window to our world right now, is the fucking DVD player. It's as close as I want to get to humanity. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
My movie for when I get pumped up when I go play poker or whatever is Rounders.
Really, really underrated movie. Really fucking strong film, I always thought.
It's a movie that grows on you because when I first saw it, I wasn't so into it. And then that movie gets played on HBO a lot, and you just have to realize how great Edward Norton is the best.
Well, you know, that movie probably came out 6 months too early because the poker thing hadn't blown up because Ed Norton and who was the other guy? Matt Damon. They went to, like, they set those guys up to be in the World Series of Poker. And they just kind of walked in then. It wasn't as big as it was within, like, 2 years. But it probably helped to blow poker up.
And John Malkovich is hilarious in this movie.
First of all, has Malkovich ever done anything that you don't like? Do you ever fucking watch a film and go, hey, Malkovich really missed it on that one?
And he just
Con
does
Air. I was going there. I fucking love him.
I was going to say he's even Con Air, and I actually think Con Air might be the greatest
bad movie.
No, intentional action parody. I think they were pulling the wool over our eyes and actually making a parody of a bad action movie.
You want to believe that? But I was fucking Bruckheimer, and he was serious as a motherfucker. It's awful, and at the same time, it's great. That fucking scene where he's just going, what is irony? Bunch of assholes singing in a plane a fucking Dead Man song. It's fucking hysterical.
The best bad but great action movie is Cobra, in my opinion.
Cobra is
a video game.
Yeah, but you're like, it's so, everything is so bad that it really is like, it's when Stallone stopped being a person and was just so much in a bubble. He actually should have been in a bubble. In that film, he was so loved.
He actually de-armed someone with a beer.
And what was Cobra's real name? Cobra Kalski? You're just you're going out of your way to act like this is why we're calling this film Cobra. No one has a fucking name like that.
It was like Marion Cobretti or something like that.
It's just so fucking stupid.
Cobretti? That's never happened. Yeah. It would be like me, David Mick Potato.
Wait a minute, that is a good name for you, Mick Potato.
Okay.
And I think the actual tagline of the movie is like crime is the disease, meet the cure, or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
he actually says that.
Yeah.
You're the disease and I'm the cure. And for some reason, he's a cop out there. He's living on the beach in this fucking apartment that maybe Richard Gere would have now. You know what I mean? Maybe if you were rich and you saved up. And then the car he's fucking driving is a beautiful fucking classic. And he's using that instead of a squad car.
It was like a 46 Studebaker or something. It was like
fucking insane that he has completely tricked out. It's probably 90,000, and no one's stomping, you know? And in the meantime, even though he's this killer, at most he gets his yelled at by his fucking chief.
Hey, speaking of Sly, how about Victory, where he's on a soccer team in World War II and has to break out of a prison camp with Michael Caine, play the soccer game and win, and yet distract him enough to build a tunnel, and that is...
He's the goalie for, and now is good enough to fucking defend these European pros. It's just, nobody thought... I think this is, instead of reading the script, Stallone read the check. And if he went, this fucking looks like a great check. I'm really interested. I've read this check over, and I'm excited about the film. Here's Kirk. Kirk, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy?
Go ahead, Kirk.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, one of the worst movies ever made, probably, but I have to say I have to watch it every time with Phoebe Cates. Just to see those luscious breasts of hers.
If you're talking about Fast Times, it's a fucking great film. No one ever would call that a bad film. It's just the opposite of a bad teen movie. It's one of the few really fucking good films that works.
Yeah, and Cameron Crowe went undercover and everything like that, so he did a
Oh,
great
yeah, he
job
wrote
doing
the
that.
book on it and all, and it fucking read true. My fucking favorite character in that film, I think it's Damone is his name,
Yeah.
You're looking for cheap
Yeah.
trick tickets. And the thing that he gets, and I always try to live by this with chicks, is act like no matter where you are is the place to be. Like you show up somewhere, this is great. This is great.
That Damone guy was exactly the same character as Styles from Teen Wolf. The sleazy, they always have an angle
Well,
type
which
guy.
one come up first? Try to think for yourself.
Okay.
Hey, Neil. Neil, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, all right, buddies.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, for my money, honestly, as a comedy, The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski also one of the better kind of stoner movies that you can watch.
Yeah,
It-
I was.
if you're
the only
just sitting
time I
there.
think I remember watching and then watching over immediately. It
Yeah.
Was,
The Coen brothers have really written a lot of really great fucking films that some of their films, it doesn't even feel like there's a setup line. It's like every line in the film, including the setup lines, are hysterical.
Lebowski, you have to be wearing a bathrobe to watch that.
And walking through the supermarket with it. Not just wearing a bathrobe around your house, but literally thinking, this looks fine to go to the store in.
Nowadays, it seems like the Coen brothers are doing like shittier movies. After The Man Who Wasn't There, I don't like any of them.
I gotta agree with you, I'm a little nervous about them. The phones just blew up again. We got the phones fixed. As I look up, the whole entire fucking thing goes down. Earl, do you realize that if you were in charge of the phones, you'd be fired by now?
Yes.
Who would you say is in charge?
What, as far as phones?
Yes. Of getting this fixed.
That would be the engineers down in D.C.
They've got to pick it up, brother. You can't do the fucking show and cut the phones off. Can't work that way. Can't happen that way. I mean, as soon as we get them fixed, Fezzy, you just see them go out again. The Coen brothers got a new film coming out at all? Do you know, bro?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The last movie they made was The Man Who Wasn't There that I liked, and I
love
think
that film
was,
too.
That was like I think they're one of their most flawless movies.
But up to that point, I loved every fucking film
It's
that they did. I don't have one. I'd watch Raising Arizona a million fucking times.
Even one of them was on Evil Dead, worked on that, and from that on, that's how I started liking Coen Brothers. Because
Is that right?
Evil Dead, the Coen Brothers, then I started watching all their movies.
They did The Lady Killers, which I watched a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
It's very strange and
I couldn't
odd.
make it. I was cringing through it.
Actually, not terrible, but like only because Tom Hanks is so great in the Lady Killers. But as a movie, it's not that great. But I think they've made one of the.
I couldn't watch it for
best,
Tom Hanks.
I won't
made
watch
one
that foul mouth anymore.
One of the best gangster flicks of all time. And if you're going to
Miller's
talk perfect
Crossing.
film, Miller's Crossing is as good as it gets in movies.
And again, I could be exhausted. I'll fucking sit up to watch that film. I won't even lay down, afraid that I might start fucking falling asleep.
And you can drink to it because it's like
yeah.
it's like a great drinking movie, but it's also a great gangster movie. Everyone loves
And
that.
even you're thinking I wouldn't mind getting kicked in the head every once in a while. Fucking, it makes like getting beat up fucking worth it. I forgot how we got into this, Fez. How did this come up?
This was our buddy Candy Clutch. Candy Clutch.
Who's our buddy? Is it real our buddy, or are you just reading that?
No, that's our buddy. She's our buddy from 80s on 8 on XM. This from Men's Health. Movies that inspire, and what it is like if you want to quit your job, Men's Health is saying watch Animal House.
Again, I would go in the opposite direction. I'd go Office Space.
What about
Office
American
Space.
Beauty? That is a perfect.
You know what? I'm going
boss.
to tell you something. I know American Beauty won the Oscar. I don't think it holds up. I don't think it holds up to watch over and over and over again. That's the kind of films that we're talking about.
That was a great year of 1999. Magnolia.
Yes, it was.
I
Love
thought
it.
should have won the Oscar.
By the way, that didn't even get good reviews.
Right.
And I fucking love that film too. You go on and on. 99 was our last really great year of films.
I think the hate your job category, you got to throw in Swimming with Sharks too.
Oh yes,
love that fucking film.
Yes.
And again, I can watch that film a million times.
With
and fucking have.
Kevin Spacey and Frank Whaley, I think is.
Yeah, Frank Whaley.
The great Frank Whaley. He did our show one time. We were just he was pushing some shitty thing. We're just like going, remember Swimming in Sharks? Remember when you gave him paper cuts?
He's been in a lot of great movies, that Frank Whaley. He's been in Field of Dreams as the young, baseball player. He was
the doc, right?
Yes, he was the young doc. He was also the He played a Lee Harvey Oswald type character in JFK. Obviously, Gary Oldman was Lee Harvey Oswald, but when the government was trying to confuse people, Kevin.
But I mean, all these films that you're talking about, he didn't have a big part in.
Freshman, then. How about that? Big role. Freshman.
Yeah, he was the friend. He definitely was the friend in a lot of stuff.
He was also in The Doors.
Yeah, he was what, Densmore?
Robbie Krieger.
Oh, he was Krieger. In that. Well, who was Densmore then?
Dylan's
Kevin
brother.
Dillon.
Oh yes.
and then what's his face from Twin Peaks played Ray Manzarek.
Fucking Johnny Drama playing drums for us. By the way, I'll watch Entourage anytime it's on too.
My favorite line of his in The Doors when we want to take an acid in the desert. He's just like, I think I'm fucked up, man.
Here's Nick. Nick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I got two. A guilty pleasure I have to stop and watch every time, and I'm embarrassed by it, is Roadhouse.
Yeah, you should be embarrassed. That's really a bad film.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And the other one that always makes me laugh, I don't know, it's Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest would have been perfect if they would have used the Star Trek guys. If the Star Trek guys would have said to themselves, let's do a fucking send-up of ourselves, that thing would have been considered one of the great comedies of all time. Here is Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez. How you doing, buddy? Chris, how you doing, pal?
Doing fine. How y'all doing today?
We're doing fine.
Favorite movie of all time? I'd have to say Princess Bride.
And you're, what, a 12-year-old girl? Actually,
No,
I'll
no,
tell you
no.
the truth about Princess
I'm a
Bride.
23-year-old male.
Wallace, what's his name? Wallace Shawn?
Shawn, yeah.
Yeah, hysterical in that. But Robin Wright was so fucking gorgeous in that film. And has been gorgeous to me in every fucking film since.
Really, like angelic. If
Yeah.
that's the word. She
That
looks
is-
quite beautiful.
All right, did you ever see that film that they did with Sean Penn as like one of the Westies?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
State of Grace.
State of Grace,
State of
yeah.
Grace.
She is so fucking gorgeous at the end of that film.
She's perfect, really,
Yeah.
in so many ways. And her hair, that Robin Wright Penn
Sean
hair.
Penn should just roll every morning going, I fucking can't believe I'm married to Robin Wright. What am I doing going to fucking Iraq when I could be staying here with Robin Wright?
I remember when there was this New York Times magazine, he was the cover story, and the guy had an interview, and to end the article, the guy met Sean Penn at a restaurant, and he goes, okay, can we wrap it up now? I have to go home and fuck my wife.
Did
Quote
he say that?
unquote. Quote unquote. He has
I
to
would
go
never be
home.
saying that. I'd say that if I was out buying beer. Hurry it up. I gotta go home and fuck my wife.
To actually talk about like an actress, like I have to F my wife, was almost just
Like
too much.
maybe later she's like mad.
Yeah.
Sean,
what the hell?
this makes me look like I'm your whore. I don't know if that's a really good impression of it. I felt like I nailed it. I'm not Anthony. I'm not gifted that way. Here is Stoney. Stoney, you're on Ron and Fez.
Man, I got a good one.
Yeah.
The Untouchables.
All right, thanks for calling. I can't believe that the phones are down. They drip through, so we get one that's able to come through, and it says The Untouchables.
That movie's 2% accurate to what actually happened.
If
They
yeah,
got the name.
yes.
kinda
Here's
right.
the only accuracy. They had guns and they wore hats. That's the only thing that's fucking true about that
Great film.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, it's a great film.
Yes, it is for children.
Bobby
Go
De
home and
Niro
watch it.
is exactly like Al Capone.
Yeah,
No.
Bobby De Niro is fucking great. But if you gotta watch Kevin Costner yell shit like, let's do some good, I can't fucking bear it.
That movie is based on a TV show that was based on a book that was based on a rewrite from a sports guy.
Buffalo Bill, you are so wise. You are wise beyond your
Thank
years. Yeah. If I ever didn't have Bronx Johnny as my fucking sidekick, I still couldn't use you. You're just too scary. But other than that,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to bring up
Go ahead.
The movie. I think it was the greatest horror movie ever made because it was the only one that actually did it right. And it was the remake of The Thing in the 80s. Because that's the only horror movie ever made where it's not like, hey, we're scared and we're going to run away. It was like, we're going to fight back no matter what happens.
You know what's
and
funny
it was
about you?
scary.
Sometimes you look like you're looking down and reading this, and you're not. I don't know what you look. It looks like you have prepared copy, and there's nothing there. You're the scariest movie ever.
He thinks he does.
Scariest film ever. You know what? I'm more of like I'm not scared of like the slasher stuff, but some of that slow moving stuff like The Shining,
Yeah,
Rosemary's Baby. That shit scares the fuck out of me.
Well, those are scarier. I think those are scarier movies because you don't see it. It's more audio and it's more visual, like what's happening, but you don't actually see the monster.
Somehow you start to feel something.
That's exactly
like,
it.
I hate any film that makes something that looks normal look frightening.
Yeah.
And that scares the fucking shit out of me.
And the thing, it was more like it was also a little bit of a guilty pleasure because I liked the fact they were fighting back and they weren't running away scared.
Earl, what about you?
It was
What
like
scares
Die Hard
you?
1 of horror movies.
Yeah.
I see the credits come on and I can't watch it. I'm so
For what?
Exorcist.
Exorcist, yeah.
Because I don't know why.
Oh, the music is still fucking scary to this
Yes,
day.
it just totally screws with your head.
And they sell millions and millions of copies of that fucking Tubular Bell, and that thing just fucking touches a button somewhere in my fucking fear section of my spine.
I'm not sure if the Exorcist has held up. The book is still great. The movie, I saw it when it came out in the theaters, and I was not that impressed
It takes
by
forever to get to. And movies in the 70s, they were just in no fucking hurry to tell a story but this fucking thing will scare. And I'll tell you this, if you're down in Georgetown and you see those steps are still there, still scary shit. Still fucking scary as shit.
That's creepy as hell. I would have to say The Silence of the Lambs, where we heard the song this morning when we opened the show. That scares the living hell out of me.
My problem is this. I tend to identify with the bad guy in Silence of the Lambs, and I think that most people do. I think that's why they got so big that they keep bringing him back, is like people cheer when they see him now. You know what I mean? He's no longer scary. He's kind of part of you.
And, I mean, this isn't going to be original, but I only saw this movie for the first time a couple of years ago. I'm ashamed to say, because it's one of my
What is
favorites. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, is so scary, not because of Leatherface cutting into a girl with the chainsaw, but just the creepy vibe that surrounds it. It looks, I feel like it's real.
That's what horror is. I think horror movies, audio is more important than visual.
You know, it is a good point, but because if you remember Poltergeist, it was all like, it would be like real easy and then bang, bang, these fucking. That's when they just started to get the sound down. And Poltergeist is like, it was another thing. It wasn't a fucking horror house, you know. It was the fucking your house or the house you wanted to move into. The fucking swimming pool was suddenly a frightening thing. The fucking tree outside. That is what doing an asset in the suburbs was like. And when people who don't do asset and go, hey, what's a bad trip like? Just fucking figure if Poltergeist was real. Everything you know looks weird to you.
Nowadays, I don't think there's any good horror movies, and this is why. They use audio cues, and you know what's going to happen. The violins, the high violins
now, is
he
reading? Look at him. Doesn't he look like he reads when he does that?
He totally looks down like there is a prepared speech in his hand.
And I look, how would he know to prep this? And he hasn't.
And he's holding his hands like he's got something in them. He has invisible paper only he sees.
But the audio cues, like the violins will go up, and then the music will stop, and then it'll be, oh, nothing. Then something will pop out, and that's what gives it away. If they want to make a scary movie, use the audio against the person watching it, and you just have stuff coming out of nowhere and loud noises randomly.
I was trying to think of this. It's a really bad film. Samuel Jackson with it, with fucking smart sharks, killer sharks. But in the middle of his scene, something fucking happens. Since none of you guys seen it.
Deep Water.
Deep Water, yeah. I'm not even going to give it a... All right, hold on. Pitts knows it.
Deep Blue Sea. And
yes.
Cool J's in it.
It's a really bad thing. But they do one of the most fucking unexpected things ever in the middle of that film. We do got to take a break here. Do you know if our guest is definitely coming in, Earl?
Oh, he's
calling in.
Yes.
Okay, and why don't you explain it to everybody?
Kevin Wilcott, he is the director of CSA, the Confederate States of America, which is a new, I guess you call it a mockumentary.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of a documentary form, and I'll set it up for you. I don't know whether you guys ever played this fucking game, like what if Hitler would have won, blah, blah, blah. They do the gimmick of this. What if the Confederate States won the Civil War? And not only won, so we had two Americas, but they just fucking kicked ass, moved into the North, burnt down New York, Boston, Philly, and they took over, and we were still in that to this day. How would everything be different? How would it be the same as today? So we got him coming up. We'll talk to him in just a few moments. It's the Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
Ron and Fez show.
Standing by to talk to us, director Kevin Wilmot. His latest film is CSA, the Confederate States of America, based on the premise of what if the Confederacy had won the Civil War.
IFC Films has put this out here. I think it's being released independently all over the country, so check for that. The name of the film again, Fez?
CSA, the Confederate States of America. You can check it out also online at csathemovie.com. Here's Kevin Wilmot.
Hey, Kevin, welcome to the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
When I went to go see your film, I thought to myself, well, this will be interesting to see what it was like with two Americas, right?
Right.
But you went in the other direction of not only did the South win the war, but they actually took over the North.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea for that was that in some ways that actually did happen. You know, that I kind of base it on several different things. One is that if the Confederates had, hypothetically, obviously, if they actually had won the war and they would have had to have taken over New York City and Pennsylvania and who knows where all to have won the war, then they would have had that land and would have controlled that region. And I've never seen an army or a country that takes over land like that and then gives it back to folks. So even though people start out saying we only want to do this, the nature of war is that when you conquer land, you typically want to hold on to it.
Now, when you made this film, it's kind of tongue in cheek in part, particularly with some of the commercials. But underneath of it, what is the underlining theme? What we're really trying to say to people?
Sure. Well, the big theme in the film is that slavery is the cause of the Civil War, and I know that probably seems obvious to me and you, but there's some folks out there that still don't want to really kind of acknowledge that.
Every time we talk about the Civil War, it comes up and says, and people will, particularly in the South, will say that's not what the war was about.
Yeah, you can't bring up the Confederate flag.
Exactly. And they want to say it's not about race and all of those things, but if you really do any real research on the subject, and especially if you read what the Confederates were writing themselves before the war, it's all about slavery. And one of the quotes one of the bits we have in the film, we have an educational film from the CSA, and we talk about how a slave was worth as much as a luxury car would be today. So in 1860, a prime field hand was worth as much as a Lexus. So if you had five slaves, you had 5 Lexuses, or if you had 20 slaves, you had 20 Lexuses. And here comes Abe Lincoln, coming around saying, "I want your Lexuses." Well, it's going to be a fight.
Now, in watching this, you also kind of did parody commercials, and one of them was you were using a product called Sambo's.
Yes.
And when I was in Florida, and this was probably 83, 84 before it finally left, there was a restaurant there called Sambo's.
Yeah, well, there were hundreds and hundreds of products with Sambo in the title, and you're talking about the old Sambo restaurant. That,
right. There's a chain.
I grew up in Kansas. There was one in Manhattan, Kansas. I used to go to occasionally, and I think that's part of what the kind of message of the film is as well. Is that this was all normal stuff for us, and slavery was normal, and those products that we have in commercials in the film, all of them real products, they were all normal, and they were all everyday, average kind of domestic products. And so it's kind of the message really is that we think of this stuff as shocking today, but if the CSA had won, then it would have continued. This was all part of who we were, and there would have been no civil rights movement, and we would have it would have continued into even today.
Well, no, do you think it would have still been slavery, or would have been more like apartheid, a South Africa thing? And you even have at the time of World War II, we probably would have sided more with the Aryans since the philosophy wasn't all that different.
Yeah, that's obviously you can debate those things till the day is long, but I made the tough choices because I wanted people to kind of really think about what this was all about. The more you understand, what the nature of the CSA was, and maybe still is to some degree, you can. The more I think you understand what America is fighting to be. The more you understand the CSA, the more you understand the difference with the USA. And for me, it made me kind of start to appreciate the country of being an American even more, because it shows you the difference between the two, and it defines itself in such interesting terms. But going back to what your question really, it's I based that choice of continuing slavery into the modern day off of South Africa.
Right.
And the fact that South Africa got apartheid from us, it learned Jim Crow from us. And the fact that went on into the 1980s, that if America had not gotten involved with the South African anti-apartheid movement, Nelson Mandela would probably still be in prison.
Sure.
Vice President Cheney voted to keep Nelson Mandela in prison. So, those kind of things, those changes don't happen because people just kind of, time passes and people just come to their senses. Those things happen because all the things we love about our country happen because people were out there fighting to make those things a reality.
We're speaking with Kevin Wilmot. His new film is CSA, the Confederate States of America, released around the country. It is playing at the IFC Center in New York.
And other places around the country. Now, Kevin, the interesting thing, too, is, like, I remember thinking this, that so many of the things that we think is because we were indoctrinated with that when we were kids, whether it was the way you feel about the country,
Exactly.
the way you feel about family, the way you feel about religion, all happened to you at a very early age. So if they can get to you with that, it's pretty hard for adults to shake that kind of thinking, right?
Boy, big time. I mean, it is. You summed it up. That is exactly the deal. And I think what the film tries to do is give the other point of view, give the other side of the story. We've seen Gone with the Wind for years, and Cold Mountain, and all those movies that you skirt around the issue of slavery and emphasize the romance, and those films kind of make people believe that slavery wasn't such a bad deal.
Right.
They don't say it straight out like that, obviously, but in the end, you don't really see the horror of it. You don't see the brutality of it, the control of it. One of the problems that I think we have with the issue, one of the reasons why I wanted to make the film the way I did, was that we don't have any film footage of slavery.
Right.
So, for young people especially, still photos now don't nearly have the impact that they maybe did for our generation.
You're right. All we have is Hattie McDaniel.
Exactly. And so, by putting slavery in the modern world in the film, suddenly, I think it shocks people into kind of maybe understanding a little bit more of what this was really all about. I love what Spielberg has done with preserving that footage of the Holocaust, and it's incredibly important. And so, in a sense, we're doing a reversal of that. We're kind of saying, since there is no footage of slavery, we're going to bring it into the modern world and let you experience it. And you can't preach to people, obviously, so we try to do it, not in a preachy way, but in a way that it's hopefully entertaining, where we show the absurdity of it all. And a lot of times it's humorous. We don't really make fun of slavery, but we do make fun of the construction of all of this and American history in many ways. And so, that's a big part of what created a lot of the choices we made in the film.
And I guess some people are going to sit and pick out certain things and say that couldn't happen, but you are setting up that this is fictional. It's not really being done as an experiment. It's basically a look at society, because without a couple of changes, who knows what could have happened to any one of us,
Exactly, and that's it. I like to call it a living history. It's one critic said it's the history that we all feel.
Right.
And that's what I was far more. There are people that love alternative history, and I love that stuff too, to a large degree. But it wasn't me sitting around trying to look at all the details of how things might have gone this way or the other. For me, I based my choice in the film what I think is in many ways a deeper truth. I like to call the movie not so much a what if as much as a what is. That many of the things in the film are reverse history. Because this happened, I just simply reverse it, or because of things that actually did happen or things that still exist, and a lot of the choices come from those choices, and so from that reality. So for me, it's exactly as you described, that it's people can pick and choose about all the things, and that's kind of what's fun about it. But I hope people see the deeper, more long-lasting message of the film, which is that I think that we are very fortunate to live in the country we are, and at the same time we still have a lot of work to do, and so it's a challenge to all of us.
Now, do you, as far as the critics go, is the kind of northern critics different from the southern critics, or people move around enough now where you don't have that kind of regional feeling?
Yeah, it's been very interesting in that sense. I think you're probably right. I think people have moved around, and so we typically get kind of one of three reviews. Either they just love the film incredibly and think I'm a genius or some crazy thing like that, or that they're in the middle and they don't quite know how to figure the film out. Which is okay. Mm-hmm. And then you've got those folks that I think don't like the film because it's not the movie they would have made.
Right.
It's not the America they believe in, or the America the CSA that they would have constructed. And so I always knew that would probably be the response. What we try to do in the film is, as I like to say, you try to make the best film you can. You can't make a film and think about the dumb folks out there that are not going to get certain things, and
sure.
So you can't change things for them, and you can't change things for folks that are going to be offended by something, even though it's true.
Right.
And so, what we do is we try to go, well, look, I want to raise people up. I don't want to dummy them down. And so, in that sense, the film, is always going to have a few folks that are going to be in the middle and don't know how to figure it out. But I'd rather be a little ahead of them than behind them,
Right.
And I hope those folks will eventually figure it out.
Kevin Wilmot's on the line with us. He's director of the film CSA, the Confederate States of America. You can also go online to check out the trailer and more about the movie at csathemovie.com. 1-866-RON-0-FEZ, 1-866-766-0339.
Kevin, our phones are blown up. Do you have time to take some calls? Or?
Sure, love to.
Okay. This film out now, and Spike Lee was the producer. Was that after you were done with the fact?
Yeah. We got into Sundance, and we were accepted into Sundance, and Spike saw the film there and really loved the film and just lent us his name, and so it's a Spike Lee presentation.
Yeah, that's what I kind of had the feeling when I saw that on there. Here's Rob. Rob, you're on the Ron and Fez show with Kevin Wilmot. Say hi.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Two questions for you, Kevin. Well,
sure.
Question and a comment. Did you say you were from Manhattan, Kansas?
I'm actually from Junction City, Kansas.
I did some time at KSU. I played football for Manhattan. It's not the end of the world. You can see it from there.
What do you got for us, Rob? Yeah. What do you got, Rob?
I've not seen the film yet, but I've read a lot about it. I want to see it. And I agree you're taking the slavery aspect of the cause of the Civil War. I think there were some other issues involved as far as taxation without representation. But do you not feel that technology would have eventually done away with slavery in the agriculture industry?
All right, I'll let him answer that. Go ahead, Kev.
Sure. Well, I think that's always an argument people give, but when you really examine slavery in many ways, even in the antebellum days, slavery was a way of life. That it was more about something that constructed a whole kind of way of thinking and a belief system and things.
Right.
And so, there are a lot of things that we have in our culture that don't logically kind of make sense.
Right.
They may not be good for the environment. They may not be good for for children or whatever it may not be good for. But we hold on to those things quite often, typically because they are central to our way of life, and that's what slavery was. It was central to the antebellum way of life, and so that's kind of what we emphasize in the film. Is even though it was probably bad for the economy, it taught people, as we say in the film, owning a slave is a constant reminder of who you are.
And it's not like people aren't looking forward to robots. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like a fantasy that if you took anything about it, you would not like to have a servant if the money was good.
I think that is just simple human nature.
Right.
That all of us, I don't care who you are, black, white, or whatever. If you could have someone in your house waiting on you,
sure,
hand and foot, you take it.
And then the other side of it is, even with technology, it's still not like, okay, I have a tractor, so you're free to live next door to me. No matter what was happening, we would have been heading in either somebody's got their thumb down,
right,
or everybody's got to get out of the country. It's just some kind of mass exodus, something.
I would agree with that. I think the people, you can't underestimate the racial element of all this. I mean, black people had a very difficult time getting a hamburger at Woolworths, okay, in the 1950s. And so people I think we all would like to believe, all of us like to believe that things change because time passes on.
Right.
But that's just simply not the case. Dr. King talked about that. Everything that we love in this country, every progressive democratic thing we love, women getting the right to vote, all those things came because folks, were out in the streets, they were fighting for it.
I think a lot of people also think in their own minds now that if I lived back then before the civil rights movement, I wouldn't have been like that. I would have welcomed black people into my restaurant, into my home.
And again,
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one, and black kids always tell me, they'll tell me, hey, man, there's no way I would have taken that stuff, and it's like, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't work that way.
You don't realize what a product of our environment each one of us happens to be.
That's totally the thing, and I think that lets you know why those commercials we have in the film that are so shocking on some level to people today, but at the time that they existed, there's people. We have a commercial in the film for the Coon Chicken Inn.
Right.
The Coon Chicken Inn was in Salt Lake City. It was in Portland, Oregon. It was in Seattle, Washington. All northern cities, by the way.
Right.
And people say to me all the time, as a kid, we went to the Coon Chicken Inn and we just loved it, and I never even saw it was racist.
Right.
And that's the thing. We don't see these things until somebody kind of stops you and says, "Hey, did you really take a good look at this?" And then we go, "Wow."
When I was a kid in Florida, it was a treat to get to go to Sambo's. You got the coloring book with the little African boy caricature on it.
One of the stories I always like to tell is that as a kid, my father was born in 1898, and so he was 60 years old when I was born. And I was drawing a Confederate flag one day as a kid, and he said, "What are you doing, son?" I said, "I'm drawing this really cool flag. I saw it in some movie, and they were fighting, and it was really cool." And he said, "That's a flag of slavery." And I remember kind of being shocked, almost being a little mad at him because he was taking away the fun of it all.
Right.
The fun of the battlefield stuff. And so to me, I think that's what CSA tries to do in a way, is to take us out of the battlefield and remind us of what the cause was all about and what was at stake, And, we've got to start having fun and entertaining ourselves, and we've got to start learning more about why we fight wars and not how we fight wars. And that's really the challenge.
Talking with Kevin Wilmot. He's the director of CSA, the Confederate States of America. It's playing around the country and at the IFC Center in New York City.
Here is Daryl. Daryl, you're on with Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. I enjoyed your film very much.
Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate it.
One thing I did not understand about it was, of course, the blacks were discriminated against, but also too in the film, the Jews were put on reservations. Was there any backing to say that the South was going to be anti-Semitic as well?
Well, the South was anti. And the South, as the entire country is, there's regions and there's people that are anti-Semitic and they're racist, and that's just the reality of American life. I always remind people of Goodman, Schwerner, and Cheney. The two Jewish civil rights workers that died with the black civil rights worker in Mississippi. And when you look at Judah P. Benjamin, who's a character in our film, who was the Secretary of State of the Confederacy, a Jewish gentleman, and so there were Jews in the Confederacy, but they were reluctantly accepted. There was always when you read, there's great books out about Judah P. Benjamin, and he had to tolerate an amazing amount of anti-Semitism to function as a part of the cabinet representative of the Confederacy. And so, it was a mixed blessing for those folks in many ways. They were Southerners, they were born there, they were part of that culture, so that was their way of life, like any other Southerner at the time. But clearly, they experienced a tremendous amount of anti-Semitism that went along with it.
And you also had that we would have become if we're not even now to some extent, but anti-Indian, anti-Latin American, anti-Asian.
Well, that's the thing, is that, what we do in the film is we carry out the Confederates' actual plan. Their actual plan, which I learned about from the Ken Burns Civil War series that was on PBS a few years ago. Their actual plan was to create what they call the Tropical Empire. They wanted to take over Mexico, Central America, and eventually even South America. And so there's a city in Brazil today called Americana that was founded by former Confederates. So this was not a joke. It wasn't a hypothetical plan. This was their actual plan. They wanted to control the sugar and the cotton industry from that area as well. They wanted to introduce slavery into those areas. And so, what I did was simply just carry out their plan. And so, those things that did as well, some things in the CSA don't change from the USA. How we would treated the Native Americans, I don't think that would have changed, And so all those things that we make in the choices we make in the film are all based on some kind of truth, some kind of actual history.
Here is Scott. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Scott.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I was wondering if you're aware that one of the largest slave owners in Louisiana happened to be black.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the film. That was called the Free Men of Color. That a lot of them, they're a small group of folks that mixed race slave owners, and there was a bizarre kind of function, in certain regions in, I believe it was South Carolina and Louisiana, where it's kind of similar to the apartheid system, where they had a very complicated array of racial hierarchy, so that if you had a fourth or if you had a half and so forth, you just worked your way up. So the lighter you got, the more rights you actually had. And so these mixed race slave owners, they had slaves. But the thing that I think is important to remember about that is that the nature of oppression is that oppression always tends to make folks want to oppress each other.
Right.
And that's just another example of that. But, I don't think that those kind of things, clearly we mentioned it in the film, that was a part of slavery, but those things were not the things that define slavery. And I think sometimes we try to find those things that kind of throw a rock at what the institution really was. The institution was not black folks owning black folks. It was that was a very small percentage of how it functioned.
And I also thought of this when I saw that part of it, that cases will always be made where money can be made. It's like the mafia has never let blacks in, but then they would do business deals with Harlem gangsters because they could control certain things,
Exactly, and I think you're exactly right. All of this is defined to such a large degree by money, and we kind of keep forgetting that slaves were worth more in 1860, more than worth anything else in America besides the land. They were worth even more than the railroad, and so that's a lot of money. And did most Southerners own slaves? No, they didn't. But owning a slave was the Confederate American dream. And so those poor whites that didn't own slaves, there was part of them, just like it's part of us, that we kind of say, one day, if I work real hard, I'm going to get a big house on the hill like Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
And they were saying the same thing. One day I hope to have a big plantation on the hill and own a bunch of slaves. And that was how you measured wealth. From the founding fathers until the time of the Civil War. And so we're just trying to be honest about all that.
Like the people now who will vote along with like a Donald Trump type because they're hoping somehow, if I keep working for it, I'll be with him.
Yeah, and it makes no sense because you're going like, well, this has nothing to do with your life, but we tend to fall for that all the time.
There's a whole party that does that. Here's Spencer. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Spencer, you're on with Kevin
Wilmot.
Wilmot.
Curious. I haven't seen your film yet, but I was just wondering if it was kind of like Ride with the Devil, if it kind of has that feel to it.
Well, I actually Ride with the Devil was made, where I live around near Kansas City, and I think it does in some way. Right, but the devil does some good things. But I think in a sense though that we don't blame the South. It's not about attacking the South. It's not a hate the South movie by any means. There are going to be some people that are going to say that's not that we do that. I don't make any Bubba jokes in the movie. This is the American problem. It was far more, complicated than even North-South. I mean, I always like to say it's not the Mississippi Board of Education case that desegregates schools in America. It's the Topeka, Kansas Board of Education case. I mean, the worst place Dr. King ever went was Chicago.
Right.
So, the North, was very much a part of this as well. And I think, we have numerous examples of the film where the CSA ends up being the metaphor for a much larger, more complicated problem.
Here is Keith. Keith, you're on Ron and Fez.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Hey, Keith.
Hey, Kevin. It's good to speak to you. I haven't seen your movie yet, but I've viewed your website pretty extensively, and I've always been a real big parallel timeline development's always been a big interest to me.
Sure.
And the one thing that kind of troubled me about the timeline is here you get like 100 years out into, the time we've all been alive in the 70s and 80s and 90s. And, I mean, with the exception of changing it from United to Confederate, the timeline's almost identical. I mean, if you really look at parallel timeline development, you change one thing. It's basically the butterfly effect. You throw a stone.
Well, yeah, we'll let Kevin give a chance to answer that. That when you come up and it's still Kennedy, Nixon, did you do that because you thought running against each other? Did you do that just for the fact for us as the viewer, or how do you come up with those choices?
Sure. Well, for me, I think what the film tries to say in many different ways is that the South did win the Civil War. And so, when you look at things from that nature, that again, that we didn't change the Southern way of life, the Southern way of life changed us. So when you look at it like that, it's again, it's not so much a what if as much as a what is. And then as well, the how timelines shift. I based my timeline on what did happen in America, and so I think we think somehow that the CSA is somehow totally different than the USA. Well, that's not quite the case. And so there's differences, obviously, but for instance, the only difference in the CSA Constitution is the fact that they wanted to own slaves. They took the American Constitution and changed one thing, pretty much, a couple of the minor deals, but the big change was that they wanted to continue to hold slaves. And so, it's those things that really kind of create our timeline. Obviously, our timeline is meant to be entertaining. It's not meant to be totally academic, but it is meant for you to look at deeper, more complicated issues. For instance, people always say, well, you leave the Soviet Union out. Well, that choice comes from a couple of different things. One is that for the CSA, they've got a choice to be concerned about. In our film, we have Red Canada, which is, Canada is where slaves went when they wanted to be free. And so Canada becomes the threat to the CSA, not the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union might have been doing whatever they were doing, but these people are on their border and they're freeing slaves, and abolitionists are coming in, and they're terrorist abolitionists coming in, causing them grief. So that would have been their immediate concern, in my opinion. And as well, that choice comes from when you go back and you look at old movies from the 1940s and 50s. Quite often, abolitionist figures are portrayed as communist. And, I give you a great example. There's a movie called The Santa Fe Trail. It stars Ronald Reagan and Errol Flynn. And in that movie, John Brown is the villain in the film. He's the arch villain in the film. So the people who own slaves are the good guys, and the people who are trying to free slaves are the bad guys. And they talk about abolitionists, the abolitionist party, and abolitionist agents in that film. And so when you see the subtext of what that's all about, you see that there's an implication that civil rights for black people is connected with communism. What did they call Dr. King constantly? A communist, because he wanted to free African Americans and get equal rights. And so all of those things come from a much deeper implied reality in the American fabric, and that's what I hope people will examine and have a little fun with as well.
Yeah, I don't think young people today understand what the word communist was used for. It's the way we use the word terrorist now. If you are helping the terrorists, just to bring up the biggest fear that you possibly can get out of somebody.
Oh, big time, and they constantly was calling Dr. King a communist, and not just Dr. King, but every progressive person that we celebrate today during that time was called a communist.
Right.
It's insane. I mean,
Bob Dylan and on and on and on. Yeah.
And when you look at the George Clooney film, Good Night, Good Luck. I mean, it's a great reminder of how insane that time was, and it's those are the choices that I inform our film. Real choices made by real people that really existed, not hypothetical choices that we could all. Those things are cool, but that's kind of a different movie than I made.
We've been talking with Kevin Wilmot. His film is out nationwide. CSA, the Confederate States of America, and check it out online at csathemovie.com. Thanks, Kevin.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thanks for being on, buddy. Fez, he was just talking about and I'll see if I still even have this online, but he was talking about that Kevin Clooney film, Good Night, Good Luck. And you said when you went to that, you didn't like it so much because it was so easy to figure out that, you would naturally be against the Red Scare.
Right, exactly. The people of that time, Edward R. Murrow and the people around him, they were just so convinced that this was the right thing to do to take on Joe McCarthy.
Right.
That there was no sort of human conflict of, hey, what if McCarthy's right? Or, no one had a real dilemma with what they were doing.
Because who would think that? What thinking person would think that? Do we have that piece of audio that somebody sent, that I sent to you from SMBC? Yeah. This is, what's his name, Chris Matthews? Chris Matthews, and somebody sent to me this, so I guess it was just an interview with just the other day, right?
Yes.
All right, let's take a listen.
Good night and good luck.
One-sided, to some extent, liberal propaganda, because, there were communists. I'm sorry. There were communists in the government. I can go through the whole list: Elizabeth Bentley, Harry Dexter White, of course, Alger Hiss. There's a whole gaggle of them. And the big nonsense of the sort of the revisionist history is there wasn't a communist threat, and that McCarthy was just a drunken fool. Well, he may have been a drunk, he certainly was, and he may have been unable to shoot straight, but there were lots of targets there, and he just didn't hit any of them.
So there's your liberal media that everybody is always telling you. All right, we'll take a break here, Fez. Right back, Ron and Fez.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
Yeah, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez Show, a Friday, and a gorgeous Friday. It's just absolutely beautiful. Fez, when he was talking about the South winning the war, I just saw you had the biggest smile on your face. Like, that was the dream.
Those were good times in my mind. That's the days you kind of get nostalgic for a little bit when you grow up, where I did.
The war that you didn't win?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, of course, every day you heard someone say, South gonna do it again, or South gonna rise again.
Fezzy, here's an interesting thing. Poor Michael Jackson has been ordered to shut down the Neverland Ranch. It's over. End of an era. As they like to say, she's out of my life. No more Neverland Ranch. And, people forget all the little fucking sick kids that he had set up where they could be molested, too. Because so many times, only healthy kids get touched. At the Neverland Ranch, it could also happen for the ill.
Just a parade of kids, field trips that would always go in there. He always made sure that a school group was in there.
Yeah.
He was never without little children at his Neverland Ranch.
Pretty sad for you, Earl? I know you went there as a boy.
Yeah, it's definitely the end of an era.
Yeah.
Or an error.
Yeah, or ear. Either way.
Or an anal.
Has to happen that way. Nick Lachey is going to get another shot at a sitcom, Fezzy. First one was canceled even before it started. Now it's one of these she said, he says. Is Nick going to get a break here? Is he going to get over?
No, there's nothing for Nick. There'll be a few little tries like this, Ronnie, in the post-Jessica era, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
But no, Nick Lachey is not going to have a hit without his wife. That was the whole thing that attracted people to them, that whole Donnie and Marie feel of those two.
2 words for you, Fez, Tom Arnold. Nobody thought Tom Arnold would have a chance. All you got to do is be a name in this country, and they'll keep giving you more and more chances. Boy George, he plea bargained. He's not going to go to jail. He's going to do drug rehab. Is this fair, Fez, or the rich guys get all the breaks?
No, this is the rich guys getting the breaks again. The rich and the famous getting the breaks. If you look at some of the cases, like how many times did Tom Sizemore get to avoid jail time and just get to pick rehab? Courtney Love, same thing. It goes on and on.
Yeah, but here's the real question: Do those people belong in jail, or do so many people in jail belong in rehab?
Well, I mean, I think it's a question of he does need help, but I don't know if you do one without the other.
I say you do rehab. You don't need to put somebody who's just fucked up in jail. What is his big problem? What has he done? He got fucked up. That's the only thing he's done. It's not like he got fucked up and he grabbed a gun, or he got fucked up and he beat somebody up. He just would rather be fucked up. He needs rehab. And so do most of the people you talked about. Well, you know, if you smack your wife, yeah, then you do some time in jail before or after the rehab. But other than that, you got a lot of people in jail right now that it's not helping them. It's not doing anything at all for them. What do you think, Earl? Where are you in this one?
I think you should try rehab first, because there's probably more drugs in jail than there ever been at rehab.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's also a few drugs at rehab. Yeah.
But you can definitely get a lot more help. You get professional help as opposed to just being with hardened criminals.
All right, here's one. Al Roker said the key to keeping off the 100 pounds he's lost is taking tiny little bites.
This drives me absolutely insane, because it's not like Al Roker just nibbles on finger sandwiches now. He had his stomach tied off to the size of a golf ball. That's the key to keeping 100 pounds off, Al. It's not like you made any sort of lifestyle change and dropped 100 pounds. You can't have 100 pounds on you because you're unable to eat. All you're able to do is tiny bites, or your pouch will explode.
He just takes tiny bites, Fezzy, and that's the secret. Just tiny little bites.
He drives me nuts like it takes him a week to eat a Pringles.
Well, he does, because that's his willpower. The willpower he's had after they've stapled his guts together has been amazing.
It would be the same as if they glue his mouth shut.
I was going to say, that's torturous. If you're ever going to put me in like a Vietnamese prison camp, put a Big Mac in front of me and make me have little tiny bites. There's nothing worse than having little tiny bites.
I used these prison camps that was Viet Cong, not Vietnamese. They were our partners. But you think one of their things, the torture, was they would have Big Macs
with a Whopper or a Big
Mac,
Mac.
You would only have small bites.
Yeah, who would do that? It's just like those little ice cream pebbles. All they make you want to do is have a huge fucking sundae.
What are they called, those tiny little things?
Oh, I love those. Dippin' Dots.
Yeah.
Justin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, y'all were talking about celebrities going to prison, and I think that the reason that a lot of times they don't put them in there is because, you know, a guy like Tom Sizemore being in a prison got a huge fucking target. They'll tear him apart.
Well, you know, Tom Sizemore has gone to jail for some of the things that he's done, but the difference is this, does a guy who just gets fucked up and passes out the way Boy George does he belong in jail?
I'm not talking about jail. I'm talking about, you know, prison for like year and a half.
Right.
You know.
All right, so here we go, bro. Does he belong in prison or does he belong in a rehab?
He belongs in prison. He's gotten way too many chances already. I
Who,
mean,
Boy George?
Yeah.
Yeah. So chances at what? To not quit?
Yeah, fuck him. Put him in jail.
Yeah. So you don't drink, you don't do any drugs at all?
I drink, but I mean, I don't fucking do heroin and smoke crack and snort coke. I mean, no.
So your only buzz is beer?
Nah, not beer, Jack.
Okay. Thank you very much. 866 Ron Zero Fez. I'm a sophisticated person. I drink straight Jack. I'm not like some maniac doing drugs.
You and Elfish drinking straight Jack.
Elfish does like the straight Jack. Elfish isn't doing crack. He's not doing heroin. He's keeping it all together. Straight Jack every single day of his life.
Just pitchers full, like it's iced tea. He's down in the Jack when he was with me.
Now, Fez, I can't work out this World Baseball Classic. What is exactly happening? Mexico beat Canada yesterday, stomped their shit, so does that mean that we're out?
You know, if Mexico had only beaten Canada by like 1 or 2 runs, we would have been out because Canada would have had this very complicated tiebreaker over us. But since Mexico won 9-1, they wasted Canada. We're still in it as long as we beat South Africa today.
So
South Africa, that's a ball club for you.
Talk about a world war.
You know there's going to be one of those fucking South Africans going to walk up with the bat upside down. They've never seen a fucking bat before. They play cricket down there.
The infield of the South Africa is the cast from Gods Must Be Crazy. That's the shortstop, the second baseman.
So South Africa will be facing Team USA in the Rocket today at 3 o'clock. You can hear that on XM 182.
All right, so we need this win today to get back into it. And thanks a lot to Mexico for running us up and keeping us in this whole deal. Hey, Trucker Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey there, buddies. How you doing?
Good, pal.
I think that obviously, they got all these flawed people out there in Hollywood. They don't take any sense of humor towards themselves. That's why, like the other day with Jon Stewart, they couldn't laugh at themselves. And the fact that they're all sick and on drugs and have all these problems, and then people idolize them anyway, I mean, that's part of the issue. That's why we have so many other screwed up people in America. They're looking at these guys, looking at these heroes. Maybe those heroes should go to jail when they screw up.
I would go just the opposite. I would take poor people out of jail who the only thing they do was dope and try to get them rehab. Why not try to fix the fucking problem rather than spend your time punishing people? I don't even understand it. If the guy that you're punishing is going to come out a year and a half later and still be a drunk or a dope addict, it's not fucking helping you anyway. Here's John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, some of these people you cannot fix. They are addicts. They will continually mess up.
Give me a celebrity that can't be helped.
What's the name you just mentioned?
Boy George.
No, the other one. The dude who beat up Heidi Fleiss.
Right.
Sizemore.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, Sizemore. He's a continual F up. You got everyday people who look at these people as heroes.
I don't know anybody who looks at Tom Sizemore as a hero. I got to tell you the truth. And I do agree. You hit the fucking woman, you got to do some fucking time for that. But Robert Downey Jr., he must have had 18 fuck-ups, and he's doing great now. And it ain't from really jail, I don't think. I think it's from rehab.
Same thing with Scott Whalen. I think he's doing a lot better now, and he
and
got
nobody,
karate and stuff, and he was really messed up.
And nobody thought he had a shot. Everyone's like, all right, we'll be going to Scott Whalen's fucking funeral. What's up, Bitz?
What about somebody like Darryl Strawberry or Doc Gooden? They were sports stars.
Yeah.
And they got into it, too. And they've gotten a bunch of chances.
And they're still okay. I mean, they're members of society now.
Well, Doc Gooden just ran from the cops a couple months ago.
For what, though?
He got pulled over, and then he just ran. I don't know what it was.
The fucking guy is used to it. He sees a cop, he's going to run. He's a little nervous. But how does it help you if Doc Gooden's in fucking jail? Tell me the truth.
It doesn't help me, but, I mean, if it was one of my buddies that got coke, he'd be in jail.
I think your buddy should be in fucking rehab. I honestly do. I think that's the fucking difference. And I do agree that there is a thing where if some fucking guy gets in the same problem, but here's the other thing. And you know what? It isn't about fame. It's about money. And if you're going to be in trouble, have money. If you're going to fucking have cancer, have money and have cancer. It's always better if you have money. It always is.
Well, the perfect example of that is Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
He's had HIV for how long? And it's basically in repression now because he has the money to treat it.
Exactly.
Repression. His AIDS cells are getting repressed?
No, it was never AIDS. It was never
full-blown
HIV. It was HIV.
But I think
so, yes,
he was thinking of regression.
But what you're able to do there is when you have the money to bring in a nutritionist, to be able to know, you have money to have educated people help you. It's always better in this country.
Yeah, they had some kind of report of the drugs that he has to take, and the average person can't afford these types of drugs. I mean,
right.
That's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's been over 15 years since he's been HIV positive. That's a long time.
And all he does is opens up another fucking cinema, and he's going, good, now I'm going to be fine. Hey, Ernie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys' show, but you got to let go of this rehab stuff. I work with guys. I send them to rehab all the time. They get in, they get cleaned up for a couple of months, then they're right back into it. They can't say no because their friends can't say no and their families can't say no.
All right, does that happen to everybody?
I'm going to say you got about 25% success rate. With
and tell me the truth. You send an addict to jail. What percent fucking rate do you have?
For sending addicts to jail?
Yeah, at that when they get out of jail, that they're going to be clean? What's the percentage?
I'm going to say probably, once again, around 25 to 30.
No fucking way. It's going to be zero. Because nothing in their mind is going to wake them up the whole time that they're in jail. It's going to be fucking zero.
I've listened to you guys, and I understand people have to hit rock bottom sometimes before they make that life-altering change. And I can't really say what agency I work for, but I do this for a living, and I'm telling you, this is what I see.
But I don't see jail fucking curing an addict, and you know that's true. I mean, why would they be cured in jail? What is happening in there?
Okay, what I'm trying to say is you take them out of the society for a little bit. There's plenty of programs and rehab in an institution. Plus, it gives them.
So you're still saying you're going to rehab them, but just do it in jail? Because you're not going to get Betty fucking Ford the way rich people are. Rich people are going to be able to get these breaks over and over and over.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
And there are drugs in jail, my friend. If you're saying you work in that, right?
I believe me, I'm restricted against saying where I work for, but yeah, I've worked in jails and I've worked on the street with people who are.
So you know there's drugs in jail, right?
Absolutely.
So how's somebody going to clean up in jail?
Because it's a lot more reduced. It's not like on the street where you can go down to the corner and say, yo, give me whatever,
I just don't see where you're going to fucking get somebody off drugs sitting in a fucking prison. If anything, I think you're going to take a lot of guys that are just alcoholics and fucking dope addicts and then fucking teach them how to be criminals by being in jail with other criminals. Suddenly those guys are not just being the fucking friendly drunk, they're learning to fucking shiv somebody if they give you some shit. I think you're making angry people.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same point in time, what I'm seeing is probably a little bit different than maybe what you're familiar with.
Since you're afraid to say where you work or what you do, I'm just going to have to take your word for it. All right, thank you very much for being on. 866 Ron Zero Fez, 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Matt. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez, buddy.
Hey,
Matt. Yeah.
Seems like jail is almost college for criminals. They come out knowing a lot more about the crimes that they do and a lot more about the drugs than they do because they're learning from the guys who got locked up for burglary and the guy who got locked up for this. They all learn from each other.
Now, here's the other fucking side of that, too. Some cats, they can go to jail and they're fucking fine with it. I fucking have friends that I grow up that they're like, I got more money than time. I'm fucking glad to go there.
That's a hardcore criminal, though. I mean,
but they didn't go in hardcore. They did not. They fucking grew up the same as me. But once they got in there and they go, this is as bad as it gets, it's not so fucking bad. You can do things here. I'm not fucking kidding you. There's some guys that it seems like it appeals to them.
Well, some people like discipline, though. That's sort of like the guy who goes for the easy college basketball coach or the guy who goes for Bobby Knight. Some guys like to get that discipline shit, and so maybe
it ain't as much discipline as you think. There's some fucking shit there that's just over the top wild. Here is James. James, you're on Fez.
Hey, what's up, pal?
Yeah.
Man, I think that addicts, are just going to always be addicts. I mean, there's no real cure for it. Prison's not going to help it. I mean, it just takes, a person in their life that really gives a damn enough to follow the fucker around everywhere he goes or where she goes, and just try to love them and get them in a position where they can just at least keep them out of trouble, keep them from getting into too many illegal things.
So you were saying, you need to be like Arthur, like that fucking movie Arthur, where somebody's just following you around cleaning up your mess while you're getting fucked up.
I think so, man. I think so.
So again, if you're going to be an alcoholic or a drug addict, be rich. It's always better when you're rich.
Exactly. Maybe they need to have a place where it's kind of a thing for a prison for rich people. It's kind of like, hey, you got to go, but we're not going to put you in with the general population.
Well, they do have those. They have those white collar places, so that guys and it's really weird because like a CPA could fucking rip people off for millions of dollars, go to a better place than a guy who ripped off a fucking car or, stole somebody's TV. That guy's doing fucking hard time. The guy who stole millions, he's made a deal where he can go out and basically work a country club.
Like Michael Milken, where did he go? Remember?
Yeah,
him?
he went to a really fucking
He
sweet
went to
place.
a country club.
Yeah.
I think even Martha's, even though, they made her wear the prison uniform and she had to scrub floors and stuff, I don't think that place had, like, walls or gates or anything.
Yeah.
She walked the ground.
There are jails with no walls whatsoever. The one that they sent to the guy from the PTL club. And he fucking ripped people off for their life savings. But it's not a bad crime as somebody who fucking snatched a purse up on 125th. It's bizarre how it works out better if you're rich. Here's Mr. Nail, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
My father, he went to jail. He did like a 5-year stretch one time. He came out. He loved it so much. He became homosexual. He started dating guys after. My mom she was freaking out. It was fucking unbelievable.
Here's the thing, Mr. Nail. You got that gene. That's in your fucking system. So if you even get a DUI, you're probably going to end up smoking cock. You are going to fucking love it. Here is Dangleberry. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, would you agree that you can't really clean up an attic until the attic is ready to be cleaned?
Yeah.
Therefore, jail would be the solution?
Or it makes them fucking worse. It makes them fucking worse.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
I would rather keep refleshing them through some kind of a fucking rehab thing where it's fucking like rehab with walls than I would fucking sticking him in with kidnappers and murderers and fucking hardcore gangsters.
Well, I don't know, Ronnie, because my father was a drunk his whole life, went to rehab 4 or 5 times because the courts told him he had to.
Right.
Finally one day, a switch was flipped, and he was like, you know what, I'm tired of this. He got himself clean on his own.
Right.
You can't force somebody into doing something they don't want to do.
I understand, but you're only looking at him and not fucking society.
Oh,
Do you want to take an 18-year-old kid who's smoking crack and fucking try to put them with people who are going to say, here, you're stuck here. It's not like they get to fucking leave, come back. I'm not talking about Betty Ford. I'm talking a place of fucking hardcore rehab. To put them there or put them to a place where fucking guys go, look, when you get out, give me a call, and here's the kind of shit we're going to set up. Because that kid's never coming back.
That 18-year-old kid
I think you've got to give him. I think you've got to give him a chance. But if you're chronically catching this kid or catching a person,
doing
I
what
think there's
though?
a point.
Smoking fucking crack? I'm not saying if the kid is fucking stealing, if he's committing a crime against other people, yes. But if he's sitting in his fucking house huffing gasoline, what the fuck do I care? Before you throw this fucking kid.
You're absolutely right. Who cares what they're putting into the system? It's the things that they're doing to get the
right. If you commit a crime, that's a whole fucking different thing. But if you're just like Boy George, sitting there all fucked up, laying in your own puke, I don't see how it helps me or anybody else in society to fucking haul him off to jail. What the hell's the difference? It's like fucking trying to knock food out of fat people's hands. After a fucking while, the guy's abusing himself, but who gives a fuck? It's nobody's business.
If Boy George went to jail for 100 days, his countdown wouldn't be 100 days till I get out of jail. It would be 100 days till I could do a line of coke again. And everyone knows it. The jail, I think, would act as almost a stimulant for you to want to do more drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and plus he's in there. He's taking cock 2 at a time. He's having a fucking ball. He's putting on fucking shows in the shower for everybody. They're fucking loving it.
I'm sure he's signing autographs.
Or autographs, if he wasn't doing all the other sick things. Here is Wayne. Wayne, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy. 25951.
You know what? That's old school, my friend, and I appreciate that.
Way to take it back.
Yeah.
Hey, what I think is we should get all these guys together, right, and just put them over there with Fezzy on Retard Island and let them do what they want. They're not doing no problem. You don't care what happens to them.
Well, weirdly enough, Welfare Island was the one-time name of that, and they would just take people that were basically homeless, put them on a fucking boat, and chuck them over there. Now, in the meantime, Fez is spending $3,800 a month to live in the same place that they used to throw homeless people down face first, but he's happy with it.
Yeah, at least they painted since then. That's about the only improvements.
We'll take a break. We're right back. It's the Ron and Fez Show.
Ronnie, Fezzy, the Ron and Fez Show, XM202.
everybody. It's Ron and Fez show. Friday. Does Paulo got anything to sell at all today? Is there any movie coming out this weekend? Is there any reason at all to talk to him?
He's after trying to pitch like a low-budget horror movie that he wants to do.
Call him up. He drives me crazy. Fez, what's the dealio you were telling me about this minor league baseball team?
Yeah, this is the Gateway Grizzlies minor league team in Illinois. And they're introducing a new food this season. They're calling it the best burger in baseball. Hamburger with sharp cheddar cheese, 2 slices of bacon.
Already sounds fantastic.
And served in between 2 halves of a Krispy Kreme glazed donut.
Now, we used to call that a Luther Vandross, because Luther Vandross, when he bottomed out as a fat guy, said that he was frying himself up a burger, found out that he had no rolls, and slapped it on between a couple of donuts.
Yeah, when Luther lost all the weight the first time, that's when he started delving into his secret eating past, where he felt like, I've passed this enough where I can start telling you the decadence I was involved in.
So Fezzi and I did this bit many, many years ago with our good buddy Fast Eddie.
Tasty, tasty donuts. Nothing like good hamburger. Hey, fool, you got hamburger in my donut.
Back up, because you got donuts in my hamburger.
Hey, chill, brothers. You got 2 great tastes that taste great together.
Hey, look, it's Luther Vandross.
Hello, I'm Luther Vandross. And you know, I used to be one fat mother. And that's when I made the greatest discovery since Diana Ross discovered the Jackson 5.
Tell us about it, Luther.
You see, I take a 1/4 pound of Motown ground rye, and then I cook it up in real butter, never margarine. And then, you see, I slap that son of a bitch between 2 deep-fried, sugar-sweet glazed donuts.
Proper.
It's the Luther Vandross Burger Donut. You see, perfect for breakfast, lunch, or a midnight rendezvous for 2.
Yeah, Luther, for you and your appetite.
Burger Donut in your grocer's freezer next to other fine products from Motown Foods. Now available, Patty La Belgian waffles and Cicely Tyson frozen entrees.
For some reason, that was funny to us this time. 866 Ron Zero Fest. So that, was at one man's low, is now a summer treat for this ballpark.
Oh, yeah, fun for the whole family to clog up their arteries with.
They said in that article, a lot of brides want them to make their cake. Just a fucking big Krispy Kreme donut.
Oh, just a pyramid of donuts. Yeah, all those...
No, the donut stuff itself. The cake is made exactly like the donut. Here is Paulo.
Paulo, your life's a movie.
Your life's a movie, buddy. How are you?
Hi, with you.
Now, I understand you got no movies to talk about, but you got a business idea.
Well, I do have movies to talk about, but I actually do have an idea.
What movies do you have? Is there anything big coming out?
I got The Hills Have Eyes.
No.
A remake. I've got The Shaggy Dog, which is a remake. I've got Failure to Launch with Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew McConaughey. I've got The Libertine with Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about one of them. All right, let's get into this movie idea of yours.
Okay.
What do you got for us?
I have not talked to you or anybody about it, but I have been thinking about it for the last couple of weeks. I've actually been thinking about it for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I have my ultra big blockbuster idea, which is top secret, and I also have my ultra low budget idea, which is top secret. And it would cost very little to do, and I can't talk too much about it except that it's in the horror vein, which is so popular and makes a lot of money.
Why do you want to bring it up to us? Do you want us to invest?
Well, what I'm thinking is that it's kind of an odd project and not very typical. What I need are 5. It could be shot in like a week or a weekend. Actually, I need 5 people. I need like a kind of a questionnaire to be answered about, someone,
What could we do for you? What are you looking for? Why bring this up to us?
I wasn't actually going to discuss it on the air. I just thought I would discuss it maybe for a little while.
So you're looking for Fez and I to come up with some money? Should we put together a party of investors, get a hold of our very wealthy friends, Opie and Anthony, and we all sit down and go over this?
What I'm saying is that it could be done very cheaply. What the most important thing about this is that once the project gets going, it has to remain top secret. And the most important, and maybe the most expensive thing about the movie is writing up the contracts that nobody can talk about their participation in the movie for a year.
It's got to be totally quiet because this will be stole. Is there a part for Little Lene?
It's not only that it's stolen; it's that it once it's made, it has to sort of go off on its own trajectory by itself.
So it can't even be distributed.
It can be distributed.
It has to ferment.
But it can't be. It'll sort of be. Once it's made, then everybody has to keep quiet about it, and it goes off on its own and distributed in kind of any way you want. But it's kind of hard to discuss without revealing things about
Because you want to make it seem like a snuff film, like those people are actually dead. Thank you. That's fucking real difficult to come up with.
Not discussing.
Like, oh look, hey look, I found a snuff film. Look, watch everyone. And then after a year, and Polo collects his money, people come running out. It's who else has that fucking idea? Every film student in America, Polo.
No, well, first of all, there's a lot of things that I'm not discussing anything. I'm not acknowledging anything that you're saying. Though there are some interesting, there are some things about this that have to do with the culture and what's going on in society. But again, I don't want to reveal too much about the movie. But I mean it's not expensive to make, and that was my idea. Yeah.
Sure, snuff film, sure. Well, let's kill him for real.
You said
That'll be the twist. That
I didn't say anything, but it's interesting that you would say that. It has some validity, your remark, but I mean, I'm not going to say that has any. That's a major part of this film at all. No.
So you've given up on films.
It is along the lines of Saw and Hostel and all these films that do pretty well, make a big money and are pretty cheap to make.
I know you could shoot it in your house, that hellhole.
Well, actually,
that should cut down on the budget.
Actually, everybody who's involved, I mean, from anyone who's involved has to sort of, sign. I mean, kind of a confidentiality.
I don't want anybody to even know that I know you. That's where I want to be. That's what I want to happen. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Paulo, that sounds like an real original idea. But I got an idea of a lonely film critic in Florida who goes crazy and killed his fat, crazy old wife.
What about this, Paulo? Here's my idea for a film.
Yes.
You don't give your wife her meds. Roll film. And action. And we just fucking follow that.
I understand.
How about this one? Where is she today?
She's here. We're getting ready for a doctor's appointment.
How's she feeling? Is she crazy again, or is she taking all her meds?
First of all, she's starting on a new one, and she sort of mixes them up.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets very confusing to tell which one is affecting her the most. The new thing in the mix is Elavil.
What's that do?
I assume it elevates you in some way.
That's the town she's from.
Because of the Ella. The Ella makes them feel like, I guess this is going to make you feel up.
So she tends to be very up, but then if you say anything to disagree with
her, no more Elavil.
She goes completely ballistic.
Don't go back to Elavil.
In a different direction.
I want those bastards put in jail. They came to my house. I want those bastards. Get them off the phone. Those f***ing sons of f***ing goddamn garbage. Obviously, he gives a more about you than anybody else.
Paulo.
Yes, sir.
Let's try to get her aggravated today.
You don't think I can get
Fire her up for me, brother. Like the old days when people liked you.
Can I walk away for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can get her.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paulo.
Oh, did you hear him just do a big ha?
Hey, Gail, they want to talk.
Listen.
Why not? I'm in the middle of something. But they want to talk? No. They just want to talk. No, I don't have time.
You have a little time. You have some time. Yes, you have time. She has no time.
Is she coming?
No, she has no time.
Try to run at her with the phone, Paulo.
I can't. I'm on a cord. Gail, just...
No, I'm getting ready for it. You see the doctor. And really, Paul, I don't have the time. I'm not a conscience.
I know you've been trying on outfits for a while, but it's just the doctor.
Takes 3 to cover.
Just come to the phone and say hello.
No.
Just hello.
No.
Hello. Did you say hello? Just come and say hello.
Well, how much time do we have?
Oh, you have 25 minutes. Just say hello.
That didn't
into a big discussion.
She can't get into a big discussion.
Just tell her we want to talk about politics.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, Gail. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just running around trying to figure out what to wear to go to the doctor's office, which is really, not so cool since that's about all what I do.
Right. Paul was saying he couldn't take you today.
Today he couldn't take me to the doctor's
Yeah,
office?
because we need him for the next hour and a half to be there. And he
You
wanted
know
us-
what?
What?
He's already dead by the time you might get that hour and a half because he's going to take me to the doctor come hell or high water.
He can't do it. We really need him for a big movie interview.
Well, if you really need him, you come down here.
This is to maybe get an opportunity to make his movie that he's dreamed about.
I think that's wonderful, but I can't see how that's going to affect him wanting to make the movie by you talking to him for another hour.
Well, we're getting investors. We're getting investors. He's told you about the horror idea, right?
Yes, he did, but he didn't, he doesn't even trust me, to really get too far into his ideas.
Well, how much did he tell you?
That he has this great small little script or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it would be about horror, and he was going to have to find, or he wants you guys to help him find, actors or whatever. And
We're doing a
cameras,
lot
I
of
don't
that
even
today.
know, but he did tell me a little bit about it.
Would you be in it?
I don't know. He told me no, so.
No.
But I mean, I've got a good body, so.
You do. And
Yeah.
it's a musical. Do you sing at all?
Oh yeah, I took singing lessons.
Oh, give us a tune, maybe something we could hear.
No.
Yeah, just something
oh,
quick.
What can I sing?
Do you have you have a favorite song growing up?
Oh, what song did I?
Crazy.
Oh God, that just sounds so bad coming
Yeah,
from me.
go ahead and sing it. That would be nice.
I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so lonesome. I'm crazy, crazy for being so true. This is really not good. Sorry about that.
Keep
that
going.
didn't really go well.
That was beautiful. Keep going with it.
You have a great
Oh,
voice.
no, listen, you know what? The next time you call, I will definitely have a song to sing that I know the words all the way through, okay?
Great. And the
But
new.
you know what? I did sing that at my dad's funeral.
Oh yeah.
And it was very, very hard. That.
Tura Lura Lura.
Oh, Tura Lura
Yeah.
Lura. Yeah, and I kind of was breaking down while I tried to sing it. Yeah.
Why?
Have you
Just-
ever heard that song?
No,
before?
how's it go?
Tura Lura Lura. Tura Lura lie. Tura Lura Lura. That's the sound of a baby's cry.
Hold on, let me get some of the tears in my eyes. It was beautiful.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Gail.
You guys
Good
have a
luck
good
with the new medications. It sounds like you're doing great.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
All right, Paulo.
Yes, sir.
We will get you the money for this, but here's the movie. You get a camera and put it in your hat and just walk around. And you don't have to do anything else. Tura Lura Lura is not the sound of a baby's cry. Why would a baby...
Has anyone fed the baby?
What kind of cry would that be? Tura Lura Lura. That baby's choking on a bone.
It's 2 and all, 2 and all, 2 and all.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know, Paul.
Help me.
No, it's going well. This, the elevators are fucking kicking ass.
Oh, this is the thing. The one thing I did need...
Elevation.
Since we're not talking about the movies this week, the one thing I was going to do is, 18 to 30 for whatever the demographic is, find 5 people, men and women who, and their likes and dislikes and sort of submit questionnaires, and then I would pick from those groups. St. Patrick's Day, right?
Right. Ask her if she'll learn I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett for me.
Will you do a Joan Jett song? Will you do a Joan Jett song?
I don't know.
I Love Rock and Roll?
Well, I know that it starts off I Love Rock and Roll, but I don't know what comes after that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. What about just Bad Reputation? Anything really at all that she wants to do is fine with me. All right, well, why don't we talk to Mikey Boy, and we'll see if RonFez.net can't get some people for your movie.
Uh-huh.
You
I
know?
was just thinking sometime maybe in June, I just take a week off and hammer it out.
A week off from what, Cosmo Kramer?
A week off from nothing.
You know, I mean, everything's made on this digital video today.
Right.
So
I'm going to take a week off from watching film and write a film.
I understand. And because, I mean, the big budget blockbuster movie, I need a mentor with a big shot Hollywood guy.
Paulo.
Yes.
Tie your camera to your hat.
Okay.
Talk to your wife. 2 hours later, fucking transfer that to film, hand it over to AMC, and make a fortune. You don't even edit.
Grizzly woman, you got your movie.
At the end, when she eats you, I'll fucking come on and do a voiceover.
That's a good movie. Again, this week's films, The Hills Have Eyes and The Shaggy
Who
Dog.
cares? Hey, did you see Don't Come Knocking?
What do you think about this?
Oh.
A nice outfit, dear.
What's she wearing?
It's a red pantsuit, like a burgundy pantsuit.
No, it's like a ballerina.
Like a ballerina.
But it's a pantsuit, Gail. It's a one-piece pantsuit.
Jacket over the ballerina.
I know, but it's like a one-piece
Yeah, one-piece ballerina.
unitard.
For elite ballerinas.
Ballerinas. Okay.
All right, where's she going? To the ballet today, Paulo? What is
No,
she
she
doing?
likes to
Nutcracker?
She likes to impress her doctors. I don't know.
Sure.
Like those dancing hippos from the Disney movie.
Yeah, I mean, The Hills Have Eyes actually pretty
Who cares? No one fucking cares.
All I want to see is Failure to Launch, the Billy Staples story featuring Matthew McConaughey.
Now, Paulo, did you know who we had on the show yesterday?
I had. I'm trying to remember. I had seen it on the upcoming list.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. I can't.
Vim Vendors was in here.
Oh yeah, Vim Vendors. And did you talk to him about the Loch Ness incident?
I wanted to, but all he wanted to say is he's looking for a young protege whose movie he could back.
That's what I need.
So if you would have fucking called here yesterday, it could have been you and Vim, Vigor and Vin.
I need
You're off.
somebody to shepherd me to. And
That's what he wants to be, is a shepherd.
I'm looking through next year's Oscar picks for 2007, and the one thing that jumped out at me was The Good Shepherd with Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci after 8 years.
Finally, what's he playing?
He's like, it's Robert De Niro directing. It's a CIA movie with Matt Damon and Angelina Jolie, and it's Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci back
Sounds
together.
terrific.
He's back from being gone fishing.
Is that what your new movie's about?
No, sir.
All right,
No.
so if we're going to put something up on RonFez.net. If anybody wants to be in a movie, you can't know what it's about, and what would they get paid?
Well, I mean, most of these independent films, you know, I mean, even the big actresses, you know, like for instance, when they made that Boys Don't Cry with Hilary Swank, she got $5,000.
All right, so what do you be paying? $5,000?
Well, I mean, I'm not the producer.
Who is?
Well, whoever has the money is.
All right, so yeah, you don't have that yet. That's the dinner that we're putting again for you with some of our wealthy friends.
Exactly. But I mean, the point is that we're not at that stage to negotiate.
Here's the thing, Paulo. I know the IFC people from Allison Bale.
Yes.
But Allison hates you and doesn't think that you care about film.
I understand Allison hates me. The thing is, you know, the Blair Witch thing. You know, nobody got paid on that. Even the director and the directors and the writers didn't get paid. It was only the guys who eventually bought the film that made all the money.
What are you doing at the doctor today with your wife?
She's just getting pills.
What kind?
As many as she can get, whatever she gets.
Find out what pills stop making you think you're dressing up as a ballerina when you're 51 years old or whatever she is.
You know, there's the Lexapro.
How old is she, Paulo?
You know, we've been getting letters from a certain organization.
Which one?
AARP.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
So 55?
No, it starts at 49.
Oh, does it? I had no idea.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I'd hate revealing, you know.
Who fucking retires at 49 besides fucking Bill Gates?
You might want to have something.
I see guys up at 80 fucking working the register at a goddamn liquor store.
I know. I have no patience for that. I'd shoot myself. Well, I'm not going to, you know, drink a large bottle and a lot of pills. But, I mean, I don't see the point of living to a ripe old age working a register or a bag boy in a supermarket at 80. What the hell is that?
I don't even know why you're alive now.
I
I guess
either.
just to get this film done.
Truly.
Why didn't you call yesterday with Vim?
I do need a mentor, a shepherd, to help me with the big
You
project.
need a shepherd to get that fat ewe to the doctors today.
But I'm just saying, a lot of even Saw was, like a lot of the people didn't get paid on Saw.
Right. So you're not going to pay any of your
I'm not
actors.
saying I'm not going to pay.
All right, you want them to fill out something, right?
Just
what
all
is the
their
questionnaire?
All their likes and dislikes.
All right. Let's suppose I'm trying to get in. Oh, I like watching TV.
Well,
I hate people stabbing me. Can I be in your film?
You can. It has to be fairly detailed.
I like pizza and TV. I hate people stabbing me or throwing me down elevator shafts.
Yeah, that's fine. You can include irrelevant non sequiturs. It's fine. It's just that the main thrust would be cultural, important things, musicians, movies.
All right, I like museums and statues. Can I be in?
Again, probably. I would need much more detail. Yeah, I know we're going to get ready. We're getting ready.
You tell her you can't. You got an hour and a half on this interview.
No, we have to be there in 20 minutes, so we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Now,
you want to get finance here for Project Gaslight.
I know. The point is, I didn't really actually want to get into it. I made a little passing remark. Yes, Gail, I know all I have to do is throw my...
Paulo, I got to keep you on the phone until the producers get here.
I have to throw my pants on.
Oh,
and,
what are you doing?
I have to.
What are you wearing?
I'm wearing like a kind of a skirt.
What? He's wearing a skirt.
Like, it was a
She's in a ballerina costume. He's in a skirt.
It was a pair of shorts at one time, but the crotch fell out.
Sure, I understand. So why throw it out?
It tried to get away.
Just because it doesn't cover your balls, why chuck it?
It does, as long as you don't bend over. The thing is, I didn't expect to get into it on the air. I just thought I'd mention it really briefly in passing.
All right, here's what I want to do, Polo. When can I get you to New York so we can start work on this project?
Well, as I said, it could be filmed and everything. Everything could be done within a week.
Give me the budget. What's it going to cost?
Well, I said the biggest budget item could be just the lawyer and writing up some ironclad contracts.
Here's my idea.
Yeah.
XM Films, where suddenly now it's satellite radio and horror films is what we're doing. So I want to talk this over with Elo. I want to take it to you, Panero, but I need to keep you on the phone until after your wife's doctor's appointment. Yeah, I'm going right to the top of this. I need to keep you on the phone until after your wife's doctor's appointments.
She's going to go freaking nuts.
I know.
No, seriously.
But I want to get this done. Give me a budget. What's it going to cost?
I'm not a big. I need one guy who can do a reasonably good job with digital video.
I say Earl. All right, so I got that.
That's
Earl.
covered.
Earl.
Yes.
You're a cameraman.
I'm really not. I'd have to look at an independent film magazine or something and see what they're running. I don't know. The sound doesn't have to be great, and the picture quality doesn't have to be great to a certain extent.
Fine, it won't be a talkie.
We want to hear people. I'm just saying.
We're going to have to pay somebody to play the piano then.
No piano.
We've already got your wife Mandisa doing the soundtrack.
Music issue figured out. That's not going to be a problem because that can be a big problem with a lot of independent films.
What is it going to be? Your wife singing to her, Laura, Laura?
No, but it's already figured
out. That's the sound of a baby's cry. You let her sing in public when her dad died, or was nobody there but you guys?
It was a very, very sad event because the mother didn't really want to pay. I mean, she took back a lot of the money appropriated for the funeral.
So what did he do? Just bury him standing up somewhere in your backyard?
No, it wasn't the usual thing, you know.
Was it just the three of you?
No, everybody from his job and everything, and you know.
And it was really low-key. And all these people that knew him from work saw a fucking crazy fat woman stand up and start singing.
In front of an urn that's a Hellman's jar.
The mother was the real event at that time. She was really crazy.
She's dead, right?
Yes.
So one by one they keep dying on you.
You're almost there.
Is that what your film's about?
No. Again, I have many ideas, but the two that I'm keeping on the front burner, I find, and this was on the back burner, but now I just decided to put it on the front burner.
All right, I just had this on my BlackBerry. It's from Wiki, talking with Elo. We're very interested. What is the budget? Paulo, you give us a figure.
The budget itself, again, these films can be made for less than $10,000. They can be made, ridiculously cheap, and that's kind of the idea for this because it doesn't require too much preparation. There's a few things I need, which I don't want to really discuss on the air. And
Shovel?
No, I just need a location,
I'm gonna
which
need a
I don't want to
sandwich.
discuss.
All right, what about this? Earth.
Earth?
You want to
Yeah.
shoot it on the planet Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
going
I
to
can
keep
shoot
down
it-
budget numbers.
I can shoot it anywhere in the metropolitan New York area. That's fine. And it really doesn't matter. I just need one or two small things. I need the camera and
A triple XL ballerina costume.
and some people, and then I'm all set to go. As long as I know in advance exactly what their likes and dislikes are.
Why do you care about their likes and their dislikes?
It's an important element.
They're actors.
It's fine, but it aids the whole project.
All right, give me one thing that they dislike that you would drop them for. Acting.
Antidepressants.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one thing that would disqualify them to be dropped, and I don't want to preclude people from being afraid to say their likes and dislikes. And the main thing I think that would drop them is if they weren't really, if it was obvious they weren't being honest, and they were afraid to really show what they really feel about things.
I don't get it. All right, Paulo.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get this thing made, but you won't come up with a budget.
I believe me, all I did was make a very brief passing comment. I was considering getting it a little more organized, but I mean, it doesn't take that much to get done. I have it pretty well in my head, and the budget, let's just say it's $10,000, just off the top of my head, and we should be able to make 20, 30 million out of it.
All right, so if I can guarantee them that if they put up 10 grand, they're going to make 30 mil, I should do pretty well for myself.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good deal.
But, honestly,
Now, what do you want to make out of this, Paulo?
the main thing that I'm concerned is obviously minor expenses, but I mean, the main thing I'm concerned about.
Like what? Dental?
Uh-oh. She's starting. Yeah, okay, we got to go. I got it.
Wait.
Wait, what? She's getting. She's being very reasonable, guys. You got to understand.
What is she doing?
She's just tapping her knuckles on the table, that's all.
Why don't tell her to get in the front seat and look out the window and pant until you get there?
Because I put it 40 minutes ahead, the clock. Yeah, I got to put my pants on.
All right, why don't you do this, Paulo? Start singing Tora Laura Laura to us and see if that aggravates her.
Tora Laura Laura, Tora Laura Laura, Tora Laura Laura, that's an Irish lullaby. Nothing. No, she's being very good today.
Change the words to your dad's dead. Don't start crying. Go ahead, try it.
Look, she's
Just
just
do it,
gotten
Paul.
over that. It's been 4 years, and she's just getting over it.
All right.
Because the body's still in the living room, you filthy people.
I mean,
Start singing Daddy's Little Girl.
I don't know that song. I don't know that song.
All right, Paula, why don't you take her off to the vet?
Okay.
All right. I wish you could have stayed on because I think we could get this done.
Look, sir, I mean, honestly, it's a good idea. I think I have a good idea. It's important that...
I'll tell you this, I like your pitch.
I'm just saying, this week's films, again, are Shaggy Dog.
All right, bye-bye. He doesn't care. What a nutty fucking house that is down there.
Just she's running around in a ballet costume, getting ready to go get another bucket of pills.
I want to put on a one-piece leotard at age fucking 50 so that when they hand me my pills, they can fucking chuck them in my mouth. She's out of her mind.
Oh, God, there isn't a one-piece anything she could wear, unless it was a one-room house.
Maybe she could get Rhode Island over her ass.
If she pulled really hard.
Oh, yeah, wrapped.
And didn't put Rhode Island in the dryer. She'd let it clothesline dry.
What a fucking maniac he is.
And she's singing Crazy, and then tells us that's what she sang at her father's funeral before she goes in to the Toodaloo.
Crazy. Could you imagine the fucking Addams Family funeral they threw that for that sack of shit?
And you could just picture her going to her mother, I have to sing for my father.
Earl, we used to get the whole family screaming at us at one time. And his father-in-law used to scream because he worked for free. He's making you a show, and you're not giving him anything.
You treat him like the village idiot.
What a fucking nut.
Are they all big?
And Paulo, he was surrounded by him because he had his mother who had no spit glands in her mouth, no saliva glands.
Couldn't make spit. He used to have to spit in her mouth all day. And then apparently there's this thing, you can go buy a jar of spit and rub it in your mom's mouth when she gets older.
So anytime she had spaghetti, he had to lube up her mouth, the inside of her mouth, before she could get it down.
We'll take a break here. We'll come back and wrap it up. Ron and Fez.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
Ron and Fez show. We're going to have to hip up the bumper music a little bit, Earl.
Okay.
By the way, I told all you guys yesterday after the show, didn't I tell you the black guy was leaving American Idol?
Yep, you did.
Yeah.
And Gideon got sent home last night along with the Peter Brady look-alike.
Gideon definitely was should have been one of the top guys. I know he's got a big fucking stupid mouth, and that you yell out, but I'm saved by the blood of Christ, you're going to turn some people off. But the kid could actually sing.
Especially when Chicken Little gets to stick around.
I was happy when the senator's son went fucking...
Big Allah.
Yeah. If I was her, I would have sang Fortunate Son. That should have been... She's the fucking daughter of a senator and a news person. And it kind of makes you hate her because things are going too well.
Yeah, they should have never done her bio. That's what got her kicked off. She's won enough.
Hey, Sean. Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi guys. How you guys doing?
Hey,
I called the other day about the 14-year-old girls. You guys were gonna help me out. I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on how that's been going.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You know what? I've gotten a couple emails about Sean because people said that he was a set-up phone call.
Really?
Okay. I just wanted to thank you guys for helping me out, and I won't hold you up too long. All I wanted to say is that I love Rockville Center. I like to eat and fuck 14-year-old girls.
He's doing an
Thanks
impression.
a lot, guys.
He's doing this. Now this is a fake phone call, but the guy from the other day was a legitimate phone call. Did you ever talk with that guy, Earl? Did you work things out for him?
No, everyone kept telling me he was a plant, so I didn't know one way or the other.
Who fucking told you he was a plant?
We got a couple of calls saying that he was a plant.
You were supposed to talk to him and get him some help. Supposed to give him some sort of connection where
we did give him a number to call.
Obviously, people thought the fucking guy was a plant. Did you go back and listen to the thing?
Yes.
Did you give him a phone number?
Yes, I did.
Well, then what are you saying I didn't check back on him? You thought he was a plant.
No, I didn't I didn't make follow-up phone calls, per se.
I've gotten a couple emails about that guy. There's no fucking way he was a plant. There's no fucking way. We're in the middle of one conversation when he admits the other thing. I like to know what happens around here, Fez. I like to put a little fucking team together. A team. A squad, if you will. And you know what I see? A lot of panicking.
It's true.
Thank you, Fez. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Anyway, long story short, if you hear a fucking call on here that sounds like it's fake, it'll be fucking obvious. It'll be a funny call. We're not going to fake a call where someone is like, oh, my house is burning down. What could I do? No, we are not going to do that. If there's going to be a fake call by us, which we haven't even done in a long time, it'll be for comedic purposes, but not to shock you. We're not going to try to steer you in the wrong way. Now, we had a friend of ours who actually works for a thing where they'll call top 40 shows and do fake calls all the time. Dave, were you the one telling Earl that it was a plant? Come on in here, buddy. I need you in here. Because, Earl, I don't understand you right now. And how many days do you have left on...
2.
2?
2.
Call
Actually,
Mr. Wiki after the show and say you need another 30. Say, the last 28 days haven't kicked in on me. I need another 30 days. Did you tell Earl he was a plant?
No, absolutely not, because why would he be? In fact, I just put that phone call that we just heard was my fault because I knew that call, the original Sean call, was totally legitimate. I don't know. This is the first time hearing it from Earl.
Yeah. I don't understand.
This call was obviously a fake, and
right,
the guy,
and we
the guy
caught him
tricked
and
me.
pointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got past you.
Yeah.
But we caught him on the air, and that's the end of it. We're not going to fucking fake calls.
The original,
Stupid.
The original conversation was we were just talking about good-looking chicks that we would bang and stuff, and then talking about the 16-year-old age limit, and that
I don't
maybe
even know
should be
how
lowered.
it came up. But when a guy starts saying you can't tell the difference between 14 and 21, you got a fucking mental problem.
He was putting it on the girls, like it's there. If they
Well,
dress
they're-
a certain way,
They're
or whatever.
wearing pants. What do they expect? They're putting shoes on every day. So, Earl, you let the fucking callers let you know what's going on in the world, not the show. I didn't hear you.
no, I didn't say that at all.
Yeah, you did. You said, no, I didn't follow up on it because everyone said it was a plant. And I said, who? And you said phone callers. Did I just lose a connection with Earl?
Earl dropped off.
Life. You can't hang up in life, Earl. I don't understand the not answering back thing. You're on the radio. Just fucking answer back. When there's a pause in a conversation, have something to say.
No, and we did give him a number. When we put him, when you gave him to us, we gave him a number to call.
Then why did you say no? I thought he was a plant, so I didn't.
No,
That's what started
No,
this.
let me rephrase that. I didn't make a follow-up call after we gave him that number.
Then that's, yeah, because you had it like, no. I thought the fucking guy was a plant, so I didn't do it. Hey, Maximus, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey,
yeah,
Maximus.
how you doing? This big-ass card holder, 3669.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Yeah, I kind of got a beef with Earl for yesterday's show with the German director, but I might also be directed to you, Ronnie, because, I think a lot of the callers wanted to call in and do a Ramon, but nothing got through. How do you feel about that?
I don't give a fuck. I mean, first of all, the Ramon thing, don't you think it's a little played?
No, but you know what? I think the guest that you had, I mean, he was a good, famous director and everything, but, you do have a comedic show, and I think that a lot of people
No,
wanted
who said
to,
it's a comedic show, Maximus?
Oh,
It's whatever the fucking show is that moment.
All right, and listen, I did like...
But so, let me just get this straight. You want a guy that's fucking directed some brilliant films, right?
Right.
But if he's not talking about his dick or how he wants to suck someone's ass, you guys are fucking bored with it.
A little bit.
Yeah, so you need whoever comes in here. If we fucking get Stephen Hawking in here, we've got to lower a fucking mic on him and have him explain how he jacks off in his fucking chair to keep you aware. Then you got to be, that's how you follow.
It keeps the show interesting.
Thanks, Maximus. Thanks for pointing out. There's the fucking Ramon calls for you, folks. That's the fucking feeling. God forbid. Earl, you see where you go? You see what's happening there?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Anthony. Anthony, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you, buddy?
Go ahead, Anthony.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Hey, I didn't know Stephen Hawking jacked off.
That's what
But I wanted
people
to
want to fucking find out.
Hey,
I
no,
swear to
I
God,
wanted-
you have Stephen Hawking. Ramon, take this fucker out of his box. So go ahead,
I wanted
Anthony.
to
What can we do
defend
for
Earl.
you?
I want to defend Earl because I don't think you guys set that call up, but I think that guy was trying to set someone else up because he gave up too much information.
You know,
He started saying the town he lived in and stuff.
I don't think that's where he was going in the fucking beginning of the conversation. We talked a while before he got around to going, maybe you're right, I got a fucking problem.
When he called in, he didn't think he was doing anything wrong whatsoever in his life.
I don't think he's the brightest fucking guy in the world, but I wouldn't expect that out of a fucking kid toucher. At the same time,
that's for certain.
He hadn't done anything wrong as far as we know up to this time. I just told him the way he was thinking, he was fucking going in the wrong direction.
No, I understand that. I just thought that he started giving out too much info, like what town he was from and his name.
I
think
agree
he gave
with
out a little more info.
But he hadn't done anything wrong. That's the whole point of that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
All right, see you later. So it's not like, oh, we got his information and we're going to call the cops. The fucking conversation went into, you're talking so crazy, and I'm not a fucking therapist. My only thing is I work with crazy people. But you're talking so fucking crazy. Look at this full court shot. There's no better thing on sports TV when they'll show somebody making a full court shot. But anyway, we weren't going to be able to help the guy. I told him to go fucking talk to somebody. And Earl should have a list of numbers, because in radio, you're always going to need to have the guy who needs the AA number. You're going to run into the guy who needs the fucking hotline, the fucking suicide hotline. It happens all the time here. Here is Darren. Darren, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'm so sick and tired of this, man. I used to love the New York show. Why do we have to cater to these stupid hayseeds who want you to dumb down the show and make it Opie and Anthony too? We can't do comedy pyramids because people are too stupid to deliver punchlines.
No, we can't do comedy pyramids because the phones don't fucking work. And the difference between us and O&A is, Anthony's in here, Norton's in here. They got a lot of fucking guns to go to. They don't need the phones as much as we do. Basically, this is a two-person show. And Fezzy just had a heart attack. When, Fez?
Last November.
So his energy level isn't up all the time. So we do lean on the phones, probably more than we want to all the time. And Dave, you have no real experience.
Well, I mean, I did radio for 3 years, but talk show, no, zero, zilch.
You did
Zippo.
what? What did you do in radio?
Coming up at 10 o'clock, we got Massive Metallica.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Massive.
Yeah.
Can I just real quickly say, the best thing about the Ron Fez show is that it's indefinable. The best phrase is that it's a talk show. It's not this. It is, of course, Ron Fez are fucking hysterical, so they love jokes.
Seriously, if I need my dick sucked, I'll go to a girl for it. I never need you fucking running in here to compliment me or Fez.
This is our lawyer, Louis Tully.
Fucking crazy bastard. Here's the same old shit. Same old shit. You're on Ron and Fez.
What's going on, Ron?
Yeah.
Fez, how you doing, man?
What's up, same old?
Yeah. 2 calls ago, man, that guy that was trying to say that it's not interested. You guys don't worry about him. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Well, first of all, the whole fucking thing about coming to satellite is that we do not want to fucking be in a box. There's no fucking way. If we want to talk about fucking cancer, we'll do it. But do you think it's just like the little monkey show that has to just keep talking about fucking anus all day long to keep everybody happy? It ain't gonna fucking happen, bro. It's not gonna go on. And the beauty of this is nobody grades our show. There's no fucking Arbitron books, and we never hear from the bosses. I would like to do one show where we just sit in here and fucking bark like dogs for fucking 3 hours just to see if a PD will call later. Because I have the feeling no. That's the beauty of it.
I'm a really good barker, too.
Go ahead and try. All right, I had no idea you were that good. I mean, a lot of times when people say they're good at something, they're just saying that. But you're phenomenal.
Beware our red-headed dog.
Tom, you're on the Ron and Fez show, buddy.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, what happened with that setup call is that, Ron, when you picked up the phone, you heard the guy sounded fake. She said, what you saw in your email. And then Earl took that as a cue to say that this guy was fake. So that's why he said he didn't call back on him.
So he only made up the fucking thing yesterday. That when I said, at first when I said, hey, I'm glad that this came up because a lot of guys thought that call was fake. Then Earl says later, I thought that call was faked. Like, I have to be so fucking careful around here because everybody, instead of trying to be a person, is trying to guess what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
What?
Are you trying to guess what I want?
Cheeseburger?
They bring me water and fucking constantly ask me what I want for lunch. That's not producing.
Sorry.
I have more fucking waters around me at all time. And not a motherfucker will give me an idea.
It's more like they're interning inside a diner.
Just fucking crazy ass shit. Here's Dennis. Dennis, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Come out to play.
Thanks, Radio Shark. I appreciate it, buddy. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
I was just wondering if Earl was a habitual liar.
All right, Earl, how do you deal with that one? We're at the point of the show again where people accuse you of lying.
They can form whatever opinions they want.
Let me ask you this. When Wim Wenders is in yesterday, right? Should I ask them about masturbation to keep everybody on the edge of their seat? Should I have said, Vim, what have you ever put in your ass? Where's the weirdest place you've ever jacked off? Is that where the show needs to be 100% of the time?
No, absolutely not.
Seems like that's where you're at right now. Here is Ryan. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to really draw the stand on the line right now, you guys. This is an important show, man. And, I don't want to be the broken record, you guys, but, you get a lot of these, not knocking that other show, but O&A and this and that. And,
O&A are fucking great, but our show is a little bit different.
Exactly. Ron, they don't understand that after they're off, it's another show. Keep that Ramon shit on the other show. I'm not knocking them at all. But, they think just because we're on satellite, you guys are on satellite radio right now, that all we're supposed to do is talk about pussy and jacking off. This is what I think we should do. I think you should get Eastside Dave the fuck out of there. Earl, I don't know what he's doing anymore. You need to get Bronx Johnny and you.
All right.
And just talk.
Bronx Johnny, get in here.
Guy.
All right, come on in, Bronx Johnny. Dave, I'm sorry. You are done. I got to go by what the callers say, but thank you for giving it a shot. You really did. And I still want you to show up April 1st.
No more jacking off?
Yeah.
How about that?
April 1st, we're going to have a party at McFadden's on 2nd Avenue between 42nd and 43rd Street in New York.
And, Earl, just so you know, that party should have been promoted the entire day. And that's the first time at the end. All right, so this is our way of going off for the weekend. Bronx Johnny, how was your day today?
Very good, buddy.
Yeah, I noticed you're wearing some FUBU.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of your favorite clothes?
Yeah, man, it's all gravy.
Yeah. Well, there he is. You had your opportunity to enjoy Bronx Johnny. We'll see you guys on Monday, directly after the mighty, mighty Opie and Anthony. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.
See ya!
The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.